with the variety here, man. Everyone's kind of made.
I'm surprised like that so many of us went with DRX. Like it's not that I want to go against PaperX, and of course Mini's there. So I think that most of the teams have something to do with the MEA. But I'm really willing to repeat the T1.
ทำไมเธอ
Yeah, I don't know. I went with DRX.
ชอบตัวค้างไปทางขวา
Saw
อะไรอย่าง
Ken
เงี้ย
Yang and I felt it in my bones. I don't know why.
I don't know. I just
เพราะตัวเองไว้ทางซ้ายนะรอบ
they're
นี้
gonna do well with extra tons
เพราะ
of
ตัวเอง
I
ทาง
like
ขวา
that
นั่นแหละ
team. But both
เพราะเขา
matches
ตัวเองไว้
today
ทาง
should
ขวา
just be so close.
That's right. We are looking forward to this one, folks, because today we'll get our top 3 and one step closer to the trophy. These players, their seasons, their careers, everything that they've worked toward is happening here and now. It's Fnatic versus NRG, PaperX versus DRX. Let's get this final weekend of Champions Paris started.
งั้นเขาเริ่มเลยนะหรือว่าไง
ครับผมเริ่มเลยครับ
เย่
เย้คนดูช่องเธอน่าจะแบบแปลกใจน่าดูว่าแบบเอ๊ะแปลก
I remember when Padman first joined the team and we were down like 0. We'll forever place 5th and 6th place, but we're guaranteed top 4. I'm just very happy that we were able to break that curse.
저에게 챔스 우승이 가지고 있는 의미는 모든 발로란트 프로 선수들이 종착역에서 마치 좀 아름다운 마무리를 한다고 생각하기 때문에 현재로서 저는 지금 국제대회에서 아무 트로피도 들어올리지 못했고 누구보다도 간절하기 때문에
I think it's always fun to play against DRX. Marco is a really insane player. We all know that he's one of the best smokers in the world. The last time we played PaperX, it was for the qualification for Masters Toronto, but we lost 0-2.
Find the trail. Marco's dead, and Ching will find the last kill.
They ended up winning out Toronto. I guess it's like a revenge if we do win out against PaperX in the lower finals. DRX, let's show the fans an insane match. PaperX, we're the last 2 remaining teams of Pacific, so whoever wins, let's just make sure we take it home.
Next game against NRG, obviously I have a pass there, past teammates as well with Sam and Ethan, and honestly I was hoping that we play them. They've been on a Cinderella run.
อ๋อเปลี่ยนจากมดเป็นเฟซแล้วเหรอโอเคครับยินดีต้อนรับนะจำได้
Crashies and I, we've known each other since like so long ago. We would just hang out sometimes online.
Sam came into our team right after the Optic years, and just have seen him grow as a teammate, to see him evolve as a player has been so nice to see.
Because of him, I am where I am today. He taught me a lot, but now it's time for us to face off.
I still remember when we picked you up and you were our little vibes merchant on Energy, but don't forget where you came from, because I didn't.
Austin, I love you, you know that, you're my boy. But time's up, Unk.
NRG
แป๊บนึงนะเปล่าโอเคเข้าไปในดินแล้วเมื่อวานฮะไม่ตั้งกฎในดินหรอตั้ง4ไม่เห็นหรอในดินผมก็มีกฎนะดูดีๆนะ
Fnatic, and for Fnatic, this is the farthest they've ever gone on to champions, one step closer to fighting for the title. And for NRG, the underdog,
อยู่ในห้องกดสิไปดูสิ
the question is whether or not they can upset yet another team here at Champions.
Fnatic is Valorant's most successful team. No matter the roster, no matter the year, they go on runs. But it's something new here at Champs, an opportunity to make the finals.
เราไปกดไปตั้งส่วนตัวเฉยเลย
เอาโอเคความผิดทันหันนี่เอง
To me, for NRG, they haven't played it at Champions.
เขาดูผ่าน
In
Interact
America, they were playing the
เพราะฉะนั้น
default comp. I thought it looked
แฮ่ทีนี้เธอสปอยเขาไม่ได้แล้ว
So I'm really interested to see if they have something new for that
เพราะมันจะดีเลย์
in here.
You speak about NRG, and I cannot
ก็ว่า
help but
แต่
think
แบบมัน
about
ไม่ขึ้น
Fnatic
แวะไม่ได้
because
ดู
they did
อ๋อ
play this map here. They changed the composition that they were
Oops,
playing
I
regionally, and they
did
decided
it
to go for the
again.
Sage. Now, the last time that we saw them play was against DRX, and things did not end up going their way. So I assume that they might have used this time to tweak some things around.
Remember, our teams had 4 full days between the last time they
อันนี้
played
คือขน
and
มเขาพร้อ
today.
มมาก
So that's a lot of opportunity
On
to
some
not just rest and reset, but to sprint, to change your comps, to practice map veto. I think if there was going to be a time to see changes, to see surprises in this tournament, it would be today.
Yeah, it does feel like though, right, for both of these teams. Now we do, of course, got to say this isn't an elimination game, but the pressure is on because you're one step closer to fighting for that world championship that so many players have fought tooth and nail to be able to
อุ๊ย
hoist over
ม
there.
หาเทพกลับมาลงแล้ว
They've never made it this far, but NRG, what are you even doing here? This was not supposed to be the story for this year, or at least
สวัสดีนะคะ สวัสดีนะคะ สวัสดีคนดูนะคะ
This is not what I
สวัสดี
was
นะคะ
told,
มา
but
นั่ง
I'm
ดูหนังด้วย
actually
กันนะ
really vibing to it.
ปกติ
Yeah, it is an
ปกติเข้าเซฟแล้วมันต้องเซิร์ฟต้องมีกดขึ้นก่อน อันนี้มันแล้วแต่เซิร์ฟนะ
a big advantage. You get double ban going into that
That's right.
best of 5 grand finals. You lose today. You play a BO5 tomorrow. That could go 5 maps. That could be 6 hours of sitting, playing, focus. Then you go back to your hotel that night. You play another BO5 the very next day with a disadvantage in the map.
กดผิด
It is huge to win this game.
And
Ay,
at some
bugma
point,
ka
you
na.
remove the tag of the underdog and you realize that you're in an amazing arena in Paris, that you've made it this far, and you're just as close to getting to the final and to lift that trophy. Maybe you're speaking about the double ban. And you remember, Alex, when we had Boaster in, after the show, and he said, actually, one of the reasons why we think we lost to Paper X is because they had that advantage. They could choose what maps we were going to be playing and what maps we could not choose. And that, you know, played against us. So whoever wins has a very, very big chance of making it, of getting that trophy.
A lot of rookie players on both sides here. Kayak coming in this year for Fnatic. He was so incredible in Toronto, had more of an underperformance early stages of this tournament. But with Alpha gone in their last game, he stepped up and was the paramount player for me to make it here. It's 3 rookies on the other side as well as we hop into Ascent. Here's your agent select. And for Fnatic, no changes. NRG though, take a look at that Vise.
แต่นี้เหรอ
Okay, yeah. Well, so the Sage is
แต่มันก็เล่นได้แหละ มันก็เล่นได้แหละ
เศษโอเมน
also been having a little bit more of a silent hero, at least in my eyes. I wonder how much Odin we're going to get from the
เศษโอเมนไวส์เหรอ
Yeah, you think? Yeah.
อีก2 คนเลือกอะไรอ่ะ
แคร์แคชชี่ยังไงก็
โยนรู้เนี่ยนะ อืม
Yeah, I totally agree with that. We expect to see that without a doubt. But
Mm.
it's important to note here that for both of these squads, right, it kind of is
เดี๋ยว
just
ว่าเดี๋ยวเขาเล่นโยรู้ให้เธอดูดีกว่า
each round, each
รอดู
round has to just be one after another. Otherwise, you're going to get consumed by the moment, and before you know it, you lose the game.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Especially
yes.
so for people like Mata. This is such a paramount map for him to perform at. If he doesn't play well on this
ไม่
chip,
มีสแกน
so
อะ
much
นะ
of Energy's game plan on defense becomes all the more difficult. If he can get an op up early,
เธอดู
อ๋อ
ไปนะ
ฟิ
ติ
ล
ด
เขาว่าแล้ว
as well as he was playing for the rest of this tournament, he's going to be such a force payer for Fnatic to
สวัสดีนะคะ สวัสดีคนดู3 คนนะคะ สามารถกดติดตามแล้ว
สวัสดีครับ
ได้นะ
Now calling the shots
หืม
for the team, and on the other side, Crush
แมปวินคอมแพ็ค 3.33 ว่ะ
Same goes to some.
All right, folks,
ใครเป็นคน
it's
พิก
time to start the upper final. Our first
333 433 333 ฝั่งนู้นคือแบบ NRG คือแบบคอมนี่100%เลยนะ
อืมอาจจะเป็นช่วงแบบทดลองไงของไฟนาติกไม่แต่เตะแต่ว่าไม่ต้องก็เล่นได้แหละมันเล่นได้
Let's look at NRG first, right? We love an underdog, but
แค จะกินบวย
already
ปะ
lifted that trophy once before, but
Boy
like it's a
step
very different looking
Boy
team.
step.
There's a short list of players that you'd say you want coming into an arena like this versus a
ดู
team
เป็นตา
like
แฉว
Fnatic
เนี่ย
and Ethan.
บอกเลย
ไม่แมวแต่หูไม่เหมือนกัน แมวปกติก็หูไม่เหมือนกันอยู่แล้วนะ
Of Valorant, and again, no stranger to the pressure that comes with this, but this
แต่
is
ไม่
a
มี
roster
แม
that
ว
I
ที่
think
ไหน
will
น่ารัก
live
เท่า
or
เขาแล้ว
die under that pressure.
ครับ
Again, my mind's not worried about your Ethans. It's not even that
ไม่
worried
เธอต้อง
about
ตอบว่า
some.
จริง
I'm looking at Marta
จ
here.
ริ
I
ง
think
จริงครับ
Mimi's last point on the desk. It's a big map to deliver on. A
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
pressure on his shoulders. Now, on the other side, Fnatic, right? The most
Well, again,
winningest
where do you
team,
start?
right?
Where do you start? Yeah.
But still missing that one title.
Yeah.
That one accolade. The one that everyone wants. Yeah, Crom's been there before, but as this five, Mike, it feels like it's the closest they've ever been.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, Boaster's brought 11 different players to a playoff stage of a global event, but I can honestly, hand on heart, say this is the one that I've had least doubts about now that we're here.
Yes.
Facing off against NRG will be the first opponent that they have to topple
หู
this
ออกจากร่าง
weekend.
กายลอยอยู่บนหัว
Coming out on ascent as well. It's I don't want to say a little bit of a curveball, but
Pistol
certainly
ลาว
in terms of the front side of this veto.
ถ้าเกิดดูจากสกอร์ตอนนี้ ฝั่ง Fnatic มีได้เปรียบกว่า
Hey, I'll be happy to be wrong. NRG on the defending side, Fnatic on the attack, and hey, take a moment, breathe it in. We know it's Fnatic. It's going to take a second or two.
Fnatic have been much more proactive again. The big criticism domestically has been hesitation in the mid round.
เจอไหม ไม่เจอหลังวอลโอเค
Again, they fall short a few times.
But I quite like what I'm seeing from Marta here as well. Taking that space through B main, posting up on this, so they can free up that rotate, right? This is the correct read thus far. Players for NRG in the correct side of the map. Now again, don't fall for it just yet. Fnatic will run that clock.
อุ้ยแฟลชสวยมาก
That's a fantastic paranoia. And there's the flash. You're looking at Ethan. Called him out.
แต่สวยจริงแต่ว่าไม่ได้นะฮะ
To it. 3 big kills. And it's a massacre. Are you starting with an ace? No. Boaster. Excuse me? Boaster, you're on 20 HP, bro. What are you doing? This is madness. Marta on the other side's made it over and he's got the spike on that side of the door. Boaster's options. Well, I guess you can open it again.
They're going to try and slow things down here, but
เอายังไง
huge
เอายังไง
advantage from Marta in the pistol round. Just has to hold on to this position now.
แล้วสกิลหมดเหลือแค่สโมกอันเดียวที่กำลังจะกลับมา
Boaster taking this pause for thought, trying to imply he could be going elsewhere, he could be anywhere else. And I like the Marta's fallen away from this, playing safe, allowing Boaster just enough space. But the smoke's good, the pre-fire's there. Oh, that was a nice little headshot. Nice try, but can we just talk about Som there? Like,
จังหวะ
getting 4?
Went absolutely huge again. Ethan
แพ้
a little sloppy on the exit from that smoke, but
แพ้ปืนอะ
clean up is absolutely
ไม่แต่อี
huge.
ธานแฟดสวย
ไม่แพ้เลือดด้วย แพ้เลือดด้วยจริงๆ เพราะว่าฝั่งนู้นเขาเลือดเต็ม ถ้าเลือดพอกันอะเขาจบ
ใช่
แต่ฮันดีเลย์
ใช่ฮันดีเลยไม่เป็นไรเธอไม่เป็นไรเรา
Absolutely.
ทีเนี้ยเราต้อง
Yeah.
ไอ้นี่แหละ
Not just here, actually including everybody
ต้องอะไร
in a weapon, a judge in
เราต้อง
hand.
ปัง
ห้ามสปอย ห้ามสปอยที่ละ
Deep angle here. The body's on the other side of this.
I like that it's broken by someone else. So in on a slightly deeper line. So Kaya going to be punished on this, and there's no early or easy beginnings. Here. You're looking at Alpha just with that sheriff could maybe do something, but again, Marta. I like this line. Again, he's willing to roll on this, willing to stick his life on the line for it, and we will be, I guess, checking back in on that form too, right? Took a couple days off, Ethan.
เอาแพ้ปืนอ่ะ
Something in the
โอ้
farm. NRG, lovely start here.
ไม่เป็นไรไม่เป็นไรแคช
This
ชี่
is not
คุ
just
ณ
a big stage like we were talking about before,
เขา
Mike.
ใช้
This is
เธอรู้ไหมทุกวันเนี่ยเป้าที่เขาเล่นอ่ะเป็นเป้าของแคชชี่เว้ย
It would be such a huge
1-4-2-2
for NRG to get a couple of these players online
แม่ง
feeling
ตั้งค่า
comfortable
จ
in
นจำได้
early
แล้ว
rounds,
อ่ะ
particularly here on
เป้ามัน
ascent
ยิง
as
ดี
well. Well, I think it is key that they're going to take some space away and really apply that. I mean, the pressure in terms of the mid round, forcing Fnatic to make decisions, or even forcing them to adapt. Maybe play a little later into that unknown of the late round.
And there's a switch up here already, seeing Marta over towards short. Maybe looking to punish that late rotation through middle, as we've been seeing. Bit of a switch up with the setup as well. So Scuba positioned over towards B.
สวัสดีนะคะสวัสดีทุกคนนะคะ
Now it is a bonus for NRG. Fnatic need to get a bit of a grip on this game.
But actually pretty
นึก
well
ถึงเกมผีเลยจริงๆวาโลก็เป็นเกมผีนะครับ
ใช่วาโลเป็น
clearance here on Samara.
Yeah, that's lovely. Brought a little isolated, does have support, but pretty walled off, so Kayak clears the route forward. This bonus going exactly how Fnatic would have wanted, right? They've dealt with two of the initial players. I mean, there's still a bit of a threat on B, but
ลายตัวเองด้วยทั้งนั้น
serious stuff here.
Yeah, I mean the stuff as well. Ethan gets locked out on the stinger as Fnatic now set their sights towards Scuba.
โอ้โห
Connection there onto Alpha.
สงสารเลยอ่ะ
Not to find a kill.
Also, the paranoia goes wide. Scuba's played in on this, not by much, but there's a window of chance, and they swing. They line up. There was an opportunity there. Good damage done still. Look at Alpha's HP. Kayak a little wounded, but it's Ethan and Som to try and bridge that gap. It would be wild if they get back into this site.
Absolutely. Som just look to try and do some further damage here. We'll find Kayak.
He's expecting that swing again.
They can shepherd them in.
And they've seen him. They've absolutely seen Kron, but this guy is ice cold. He knows that Som would have wanted a bit of that, so Kron gonna backpedal away slightly further. Good damage done. That should pretty much seal this round, secure it. 3 surviving for Fnatic if they can make it out. Look at Alpha here. Gonna be smoked through, and there it is. Poster allowing the exit away from the site. Fnatic making
โอ้
out
พี่โบเตอร์เกือบ
And
ละ
a real chance for NRG to do some massive financial damage here, but able to escape with 3 weapons here. Boaster looking dialed in today. It looked like a nice clearance from the other angle here. Like I said, at the point at which Ethan's kind of locked out of this, it makes it really difficult for NRG to
ดู
really
เพลินเลย
contest ahead of this
ตอนนี้เธอกำลัง
side
ดีเลย์เพลินเลยด้วย
in backside.
เท่ไหม
This is a big purchase. Odin out for Broad,
ไม่เอาไม่
which
เอา
I mean he's been notorious
Well,
on,
yeah.
and the operator
อัน
for
ไหน
Valorant.
ดีเลยนิดดีเลยหน่อยไม่เป็นไรหรอก
And I wonder how aware Fnatic are that this is going to be a go-to look for them.
Might have a TP sent up
เดี๋ยว
towards
ครั้ง
mid.
หน้านะ
Fanat's
เดี๋ยวเขา
actually
จะสตรีม
gonna commit to that.
ไอ้นี่เลยเด็กท็อปออดิโอ
Apply some pressure here.
ไป
Aldrin should have seen it, I imagine. Marta got to be locked in on this, got to be dialed in. Alpha is now watching this angle, and you can see the damage that could be done in a second. Has to fall away. Still fine, I
ไม่เคย
guess,
ดู
with the
NRG
operator
เหมื
on
อนกันนะเนี่ย
HP, but it's not the start they would have wanted. Mid one out by Fnatic.
Issue being, I was going to say, Boaster looked as if he was about to progress towards A main. Som has firm control over that area right now. Fnatic will regroup over towards mid. Jet straight out of the spike here. Boaster will return to A main. And Ethan will
มา
be
แปลคุณ
tested
หุย
here,
แต่
actually.
คุณไม่รู้อะไร
Finds Kayak ahead of contact.
Yeah, that looked like just a little pixel angle on the corner. Maybe just had a little glance down and managed to catch Kayak is a pretty big scalp to claim. And I love the fact that the extremities are held.
Go on,
It
huh?
feels like NRG have prepped in this regard. Get them on deep lines here. It takes patience. Reward for Marta. After a brutal beginning, now look at how hard it is to fall to these sites.
I think they're gonna try and wrap A here, I think.
It looks
Look,
like
look at
the way
me,
they're trailing up
Yeah.
towards that CT side, but again, that's 3 players you're coming up against, and you still don't have that full info on that A main push-up. And Scuba's already considering it. Smart work. This is just try to peter out.
Yeah. Just gonna tuck into spawn here and hold on to what they've got.
And I feel
Fnatic
like
a little rattled here by this exchange in the mid round that completely stops them in their tracks. They don't have any tangibles to work upon.
But I feel like this is such a simplistic but great
Same.
answer from NRG, and I want to see Fnatic adapt. There's nothing new about, okay, they're slow defaulting on us, they're working the map really late, cool, let's take a claim on the extremities. Let's take that map space, right? Deep lines with the operator, Som, lovely presence towards A main, and just try and not feed down middle, right? They've done this. So set the tone
แล้ว
back.
เขากำลังจะกลายเป็น
There's
บ้า
one Ethan, so it wasn't much.
ช่วยด้วย
อย่าพึ่งสิ
Gets onto the other angle.
เนี่ยจบดีเลย์แล้วเอาตัวเองกลับมา
That's the crucial kill here. That's, like I said, the spike's been traded off. They're actually setting up ahead of a site here.
ตอนนี้ของที่รักเหลือ
How many
2 วิ
times we talk
1
about one kill
0
changing
ไม่อะ
the entirety of
จบไปตั้งนานแล้ว
Fanat's plan.
Ooh, a little bit more committed from Marta this time, but smoked off. Fast pressure, B main. First time we're seeing this little bit of a tempo shift. Towards at least challenging earlier on B main, and this time obviously Marta not there. Nice shock dart though.
Chronicle retrieve the orb here. First time you've seen a commitment of 3 actually outside B
อู้
for NRG.
เยี่ยม
And I like this re-clear from Brock. Well timed, but I don't think it's going to get the check under the box. Did he see him? No! Massive
Big
punish. That's lovely cerebral play.
ประมาณ7 วิน่ะ
Tucked in the corner,
อ่ะ
waiting
ประมาณ
for that
7 วิ
ที่เรา
เหรอ
ดีเลย์
This
ห่าง
is
กั
the
น
checklist that you want to see Fnatic go through after they lose a few rounds to these extremities.
ดูผ่านสตรีมเลยแล้วกัน
Chronicle will hold on to the spaces. Actually, Fnatic make massive moves up mid.
But I think Ethan read that. So Brock now gets called into line. How do they want to face it? Falls away from that first contact towards Switch, playing deeper towards backside. TP gets considered, but actually cancelled. Still, slow and steady march from Fnatic here, but Brock is a problem to clear. Mouse one held down. It's just deleted Alpha. Big player out of this round, but quickly dealt with by Kayak.
Poster with the backstab here. Actually gets Ethan. We'll catch him.
Didn't expect that.
Does open up a side, but Som is still there.
But it's only got a judge. I mean,
เอาว่า
I say that.
และจัดด้วย
If they drop through heaven here.
เออ เออ นั่นแหละว่าแล้วจัด
14 seconds. Spikes down. Som. God duty. What a stop from him. That's all he's got to do. Round one. Perfect play from Som.
It's a roll.
พลังของซอมและจัดของเขา
Again, I hate to come back to the same thing. They're on their feet. But it's these situations where Fnatic will
ทุกคน
drift into a
วันนี้ก็อาจจะเห็นฮันในอีกมุมหนึ่งนะคะ
spread wide in this default. You have
ทำไมเหรอ
information across the like you
เพราะว่า
noted. There was a team
ฮันกำลังจะกลายร่าง
committed to. It's just such a
ปกติฮันเป็นคนเชียร์บอลเลยฮันจะกลายร่างเนี่ย
Fnatic absolutely fumble repeatedly this year.
We were waiting for someone to exploit it. We were waiting for the team. Question marking, could it be with this IGL, this coach, who it was? But also when I saw Marta and Som
วันติขอทำเอาฮะ
I'm seeing that
ไฟนอลติเขาเป็นทีมที่ขอทำเอาค่อนข้างไวอยู่นะเพราะว่า
That's why I think Ethan is
ก็ไม่แปลก
dialed into that game.
4 ตา 5 ตา ก็ถ้าแพ้รวดก็ทำเอาเลย
So good right now.
But like you're going to run
รีบทำเอาก่อน ก่อนจะมีปัญหาดีกว่า ก่อนเกมจะตามเกินไป
You roll your mind back and you flip his name backwards, you'll remember this guy's dealt with this for years. So again, I think the NRG could be the team to exploit it. Now, this is where the layers come in though, right? Fnatic have depth. They have
ฮันเคยกัดคนไหม
IGL and they got firepower. They need all of that
อ่า
now. I don't want to see both
ไม่เคยอ่ะ
That's great for him.
แต่น่าจะมีคนแถวนี้โดนอยู่แหละหนูว่านะ
And again, actually, to come towards the composition
ตอนนี้
here on
12
the
วิป่ะเธ
attacking
อ
side in terms of
ตอนนี้เหรอ 5 4 3 1
in terms of some of the plans we see here, Fnatic aren't really putting themselves in positions to take 2v2s, take 3v3s. They're looking for these solo kills.
And Kron's on the ball. Oh, the Marta! You can't play safe games like that. Peeking through the smoke could be rewarded, but Brock trying to maybe levy that. Bit of damage from Cap. Does he catch the creep up? I don't think they've seen the player over towards Sabrosa, so there's a lot of players close by here. And I think Marta just put on notice a little. Kron absolutely outdoing him in that.
He's going to get caught by the drone here.
โอ้โห
โอ้ไล่ที่เฮชี่
Ethan in an arena, man. Just gets more and more
ที่ฐานแม่ง
dangerous.
ออก
Slow lean towards A, right? Slow work from that spike coming on over. But they got Stingers, Guardians, a much weaker purchase. And look who's ready. The Guardian of the A side, Som.
ซอมกับจัดของเขาอีกแล้ว
Still got the judge. 40 seconds, a little earlier than normal. The dart scans nothing.
For a little bit of chip damage in here. The wall will go up, but it's removed immediately. Just Boaster's found one blind though.
That's huge from Boaster. Aren't going to be in now. No easy upgrades. Maybe you could pick. I mean, it's a judge, so it's still not ideal.
สเปรย์จัด
Boaster trying to hold on to control here, but
อันตีเลยฮะ
on the way in. Actually, commitment of the ult here.
ปืนอันตีแหละปืนตามอยู่อ่ะ
Boaster looking to shut them out as well. And Boaster again! Ridiculous! Both IGLs having to do so much here. Ethan and Brock on one side, Kron and Kayak on the other. Operator still in play for Kron. That's the back line. Darts here, Spike's starting to tick though. They've got to make a move. And Kron digging deep. Starting this round, just end it. Kayak gonna claim the last kill. Fnatic having to dig deep there.
Absolutely. But a huge positive to come out of the timeout here and immediately see that response.
เพราะว่าช่วงอันไหนที่เราสตรีมไว้เนี่ยสตรีมดูแข่งกันอ่ะเพราะว่าเขากับเธอต้องไอ้นี่แล้วแหละอยู่บ้านเดียวกันไม่ดีเลยแน่นอน
Really awkward for NRG actually. It's Ethan committing the no
ถ้า
command.
สักวันหนึ่งเขาจะต้องทำแบบนั้นให้ได้เว้ย
A little unorthodox, but
การยิง
maybe
ออฟ
just to quell
ที่
any
แบบค
any
ม
sort
ๆแบบ
of
นั้นนะ
you know rush with
เขา
lesser
จะยิง
weapons
ไม่ได้
and
ใน
for
หลั
him
ง
to get overwhelmed in that situation.
แพชชั่น
Fnatic will find their second. Chronicles.
Refire in the spam.
Yeah.
แป๊บเดียว
Still on
คน
the
นี้เขา
operator
เลื่
as
อนเลย
well.
เลื่อนเลยแค่นั้นแล้วอะ
I'd love to talk about that at some point. We see that kind of filtered through so many people's hands here. Marder on the adjustment too, playing off of Cat rather than middle. And look how deep NRG are sitting on this. Maybe re-clearing mid now, but Marder might just get face checked here. Fnatic slowly getting closer. And there
โอ้
it
โห
is. Big
ก็
shot
ก็
from
ใกล้เกิน
and a follow-up from Kron. Mid cleared. First challenges found. The site's now vulnerable.
So I'm still hopping about with the judge over towards A here. Kayak going to
อาจจะ
spot
เองตัวเอง
another play here, but will TP away.
It's still really on Som though, isn't it? The paranoia goes
Yeah.
in. You're not going to gap close that. That felt a little too far. And now the site's very open. There's the reaction from Fnatic, right? They found out their solution. And I guess it's digging deeper as well towards middle. Willing to challenge us out. A couple of, I don't want to say missed shots from Marder, but outdone here.
No, but it's the isolation that's key, right? It's like I said, Fnatic usually are looking to receive any sort of aggression on their attacking default. Here they are proactively clearing Marder in a couple of rounds now.
ค้างเฉย
It's in terms of the bigger picture, right? Talking about Marder coming online early, but
Cooled off a little
yeah,
bit.
now if Fnatic are able to continually isolate him, could be a concern to note.
But
And
this,
actually, just out, sorry to
Please, no.
butt in there. Kayak obviously using his ultimate here, but Fnatic looking very healthy in terms of this ult cycle.
อร่อย
A
มาก
little ahead of NRG in that regard, and the funds
แซน
now
ด์วิชที่เขาซื้อ
starting to
มา
dwindle a little bit.
แซนด์วิชที่เขาซื้อมา
all of this. Nice from Scuba. Getting hold of one.
เน็ตผม
Going up behind. Rashi's considering the hunt. He's had a quiet beginning. He'll stay quiet. Nice from Scuba. Really nice. So, 4 for his weapon there.
We'll give Scuba the ult as well, actually. On the back of that, the only
big.
one that's going to be available here. Marder one away from the knives.
Now, I'm almost wanting a timeout back from NRG. It feels like this first step's been made by Fnatic. This how they want to unravel middle. And it's worked, right? We've had a couple of rounds now. I think credit to Kron on some of this. Also Boaster on that kind of half-fly as well.
I mean, the issue being as well, if Som's going to commit towards the judge, well, it has done for a couple of rounds now. If he can get isolated on either of those choke points, you can't really play the range there. So, credit to Fnatic to identify
อันนี้
that
ดูผ่าน
and
รีแอคหรือ
finding
ดูผ่าน
one
อะไร
as
อ่ะ
well.
เมื่อวานรีแอค
NRG,
ก็พอมันพอรีเพย์เสร็จใช่ไหมก็กดลูกศรขวาทีนึงเร่งไป5 วิอะไรอย่างนี้
late round Som was able to
เร่ง
clean
5
up
วิเร่ง10 วิ
effectively, but if he gets caught on door
ขึ้นมาให้
towards the
ทัน
chokes,
ตามเวลา
yeah, it's really
เดี๋ยวถาม
difficult for him to anchor in that position.
No, and again, look, when we look at NRG, you've got to keep them in the
4-3 NRG
conversation
ขอ
about
ถา
being a
ม
high-tier team. They have to be able to adapt back here. It can't be a one-look approach. We know Fnatic have that depth. They've proven that time and time again. And again, highlighting this adjustment coming out is wonderful. They've broken the purchase now as well from NRG. There's going to be, what, those 2 remaining guns, right? We had the Odin, and I'm not seeing it land as much with Brock this time. I haven't seen it be as influential as it felt early on.
Sure. But I do want to come back to Chronicle sticking on the operator as well, knowing that he's going to kind of be solo on these extremities. He can kind of play both sides of it, right? Pick up a very, very deep angle, wait for somebody to drift forwards, and punish that aggression, which is, I think, initially probably what NRG want to tap into. Certainly on the defensive side here. And we were talking before this started about in terms of the prep for NRG. There are certain elements of anti that you can put in place versus Fnatic, but they're so good at switching things up historically that it's not something you can just come in with a
one trick.
One trick that will suit you for an entirety of a half.
It might get you 2-3 rounds.
Yeah.
Which is kind of where we're at right now. So this is now the test back, but this round, again, you're looking at the buy here. Chronicle hyper aware. Obviously, the most they're coming up against is a couple of light shields.
Yeah.
So the Outlaw should be just fine. Beyond that, on the other side of things, as said, those 2 remaining weapons. Scuba still has the ult and a couple of sheriffs to round it out. But for Fnatic, it's Na'Vi-esque rounds, right? Slow, steady. You don't want to fall into a trap, which we know that NRG would happily run here. So, utility noted. Crashy showing a bit of presence.
Got to deal with the wall as well here. Probably draw eyes from NRG. See on the other side, it's Boaster and Alpha to look for potentially a counter swing.
That's a horrible outline I see on short as well.
Yes.
This.
Yeah.
Vile. Alpha.
Yeah.
This is sketchy, and Fro's got his first target. And that was the spike too. That's the problem here. There needs to be some help. Counter paranoias from both sides. What is that? NRG! bring down the Vice in middle, just crunching this out. And now it's just protect the spike. They can't get near it.
ทำไมค้างอยู่แล้วอ่ะ
As well as Kron, he wants to keep that secure away. Smart work
เอาเลย
Precious cargo there.
โยนออฟทิ้งเลย
He will, but
เอาอันเนี้ยเธอดีเลย
ใช่คือก็เมื่อกี้ที่เขาบอกว่าค้างไง
27 seconds.
ค้างประมาณ3 วิ
Forward player, like I said, it's Alpha and Boaster looking for something up here. The counter paranoia to slow down any further
ปืน
aggression.
แม่ง
And nobody's in on B side, by the way.
ฮันเป็นคนเกลียดโอดินมากที่สุดในเกมปืนในเกม
immediately in position
สู้
to
ฮัน
capitalize
สู้ไม่
on
ค่อยได้
this. And that's the sort of game plan
อยาก
that's
แค่
gonna
เขาอยาก
really test Fnatic here in
พอ
the
เท
first
คิว
half.
จอยอ่ะ
and look how well their money was. They can fashion together a weird
หน้า
purchase,
เข้า
but
เลย
it's
เขาอยู่
a frenzy with Boast.
ลองดูดิ
At least a Vandal with Alpha, but that's about it. So a
I
quick
mean, what, you
swing
get
around.
flawless in your eco round for
Yeah.
NRG, so it's just such
โอ้อันนี้แปลกันเองเหรอวะ
First time we're
Minute.
seeing it this direct though, right? And Crashy's taking a boatload of damage on the way from the shock darts on site. Ethan towards Market. Martyr on CT and Brock playing towards stairs. Fnatic being held in the choke. They can't really break in yet.
the read.
แหมถ้ายิงเร็วกว่านี้อีกสักนิดนะ
As well. Love this. Tuck towards top mid. He's going to hear these rotations.
ใช้คุณแม่
So
อี
this is
ซี่
a
หน่
big
อย
call coming out here if you can hear this. Again, arena stage, little
Huh?
different. So you've got to look at the
Easy.
other side of the map now. Scuba.
อ๋อดีครับดีครับ
Catching Booster. This is perfect
เฮ้ย
work again. NRG, I can't credit enough how well they're approaching this.
Absolutely.
Crashes has no idea, man. This is just a checkmate again.
Right,
Crashes
right.
gotta be so careful. Som's got his number on the other side.
Of course, it's someone on the other side of this as well.
Yep.
ส่งมันกล้าเล่นอ่ะ
Now 40 seconds
เป็น
left
เม็
on
ดการ
the
ถึงวัน
clock.
สุดท้ายแล้ว
You've noted it already. Going to be in a position to hear this rotation.
And
See,
there
already
it is.
Alpha's made good progress, but not on
30
site
seconds
just
left.
yet.
And there's still a cross being watched as well. Scuba, yes, a little bit deeper now, but again, safe-ish pair of hands, 20 seconds. You've heard the rotations, and now he's been noted. Scuba does well to find the kill, and now they know the cross is coming in. It can be caught and punished. The
แล้วทำไมมันชอบค้างช็อตยิงอย่างนี้เลย
NRG fully in control here.
คนนี้เขา
Fnatic being herded around the map like sheep.
โอ้นั่นแหละนั่นแหละตัดอินเตอร์โอดินอินเตอร์ปัญหา
Perfection. Love this.
And they need to find a way to punish
จำไม่ได้ว่า
this
ใครเป็นคน
proactivity
คิด
from
แม
NRG.
ปมาก่อน
6-3 scoreline now. In another round where I'm not sure if Alpha's had his res for 2 or 3 rounds now.
แต่คิดว่าน่าจะเป็นทาง ARG
They want
แม
to
ปมาก่อน
actively go for an engagement here to try and swing the pendulum back in their favor. It has to come here in round 10.
I can't stress it enough though for Fnatic. This is their map choice. This,
I mean, it's looking very one-dimensional again from Fnatic.
Yes.
We credit the mid-rounds, but
Actually,
again, in
yeah,
terms of,
but I
it's the attacking side, damage control, it's not enough for me so far.
again, the protocol list here from NRG, I love. I can't say it enough. You're already looking towards that A side. You've got Som on a bit of a deeper line. Still keeps his paranoia in case he gets in trouble, but he's been playing up on this. Now, can Fnatic punish it?
Yeah, still just, even at this point, so many question marks. Kayak now dealt with in mid. Marta immediately able to disengage. A chance for the res here. Come fairly early on in the round.
There's
The Hunter's Fury here to counter.
Brock was ready for this one. Did get, I think, a tag on this. 2 tags, I'm pretty sure, and probably the spam. That's got to be a little bit worrying. They'll catch on Alpha on the way out, but we're about 45 seconds, and they haven't really broken down a door yet.
No.
You've got Martyr on a deep line over towards B.
Say, look at wine
Freeze
as
up
well.
rotation, and that is a problem. No matter how close you get, there is still an issue. They've actually stuck through. Kayak clearing through tree and getting close towards sight, but the back line is not safe. Ethan's still here. It's a bit of a topsy-turvy round. They want the plant for something on their side. But what is that? No way! Oh, Fnatic making these mistakes, and Brock is breaking their back. That's unreal. You don't see that level of error. Fnatic look flustered, Mike.
Absolutely locked
มุ
out
ม
this
มุม
half
เสีย
Crashies
อ๋อถ้าลงมา
are still alive, but
สวยแฮช
find
ชี่
a consolation at least. NRG really too
อย่างน้อย
interested
อย่างน้อย
in
เซฟได้ก็
feeding any further into this. NRG will find another round here, 7-3.
เห็นเฉพาะคนดูเห็นเฉพาะคนดู
Outside of
ฝั่ง
that,
ตรงข้ามเห็นเฉพาะคนดูสิ ถ้าผู้เล่นเห็นด้วยก็โกงเกินหนูว่าแฮกแล้วอย่างนั้น
here in this opening map.
Alpha 3 kills, Kayak 5, Kron 7. I mean, it's not terrible.
Crashes in a 1 and 8.
Yeah,
is
Crashes.
Usually very,
Yeah.
very
ตอน
proficient.
ดีเลย์อะคือมุมมองที่ผู้เล่นเห็น คนที่อยู่ใต้ข้างล่างคนที่อยู่กำแพงอะไรอย่างเงี้ยมองไม่เห็น
NRG, look very comfortable up on the stage.
What a starting move from them. Their opening foray
เพ
into
ราะว่า
this has sent
เกมมันจะ
a
เปลี่ยนอาจ
loud
จะเปลี่ยนตอน
message
กัน
to
เล็กน้อย
Fnatic. They are
ไม่น้อย
ready, and they absolutely know what you're
หรือ
on.
เชื่อมั่น
73
หรือเชื่อมั่นใน
Really
ไอ้
haven't
นี่
shown
เสมอ
much in terms of
รอ
versatility.
93 ก็ได้ฟนาติกอะ
อืม
And if they can recover this to potentially 4 or 5 rounds, but they'll do it here with just a hero rifle for Crashies. Sheriff's elsewhere. Ethan going to punish Kayak
เอ
once
อ
more up
ดี
mid.
ไง
เอ้า
Get
Apple
around.
fun. So
on.
Bork not noted just
Uh.
yet.
Oh, the timing, man. You can't get away from it. Crashy's still...
Oh my god.
เออเอาอีกแล้ว
Just filthy
มาตรฐานนี้
on
โอ
the
ดีมัน
spam.
โกงจริงนะ
Now Kron already considered, and welcome
Yeah.
to Odin.
เอาอีกแล้ว
ที่
And
เลย
it's
อ่ะ
light work
เอ
for
อ
Brook. I don't think he saw 3 of them.
เดี๋ยวหนูน้องหลุกขึ้นไปแท็กคอมอีกแล้ว
Certainly twisting the knife.
อย่าเพิ่งดึงหันลงมานั่งก่อน
Freeze behind the vice ball here, just waiting to stack up potentially on the back of the paranoia, but there's not enough time to do that versus Raw.
Give it, Marta.
Well, I think certainly at least here in the opening half of this series, Marta potentially a question mark again, numerically not necessarily reflected here, but looking very comfortable. Marta again on the hunt. Oh.
อุ้ย
Sort of thing, definitely feeling it to be put in a position like that.
And why not? Get in their face, make it hurt, remind them that they are mortal. Boaster is desperately trying. You actually can't even question him. He is trying his heart out here. But down to 3, finally Fnatic have an advantage up on 4. Breaking through on towards the B side. Fighting forward. Crashy's going to take away
โห
Ethan.
ลงไปนอนซะ
Scooper and Brock are locked out of this site, and the spike is
คุณไวเวอร์
through steadily.
No chance of the res coming through here. Fnatic just going to freeze to secure the kill, wait for a smoke. Cover across it. Chronicle will find the punish.
Oh!
The spam
โอ้ยเอาอีกแล้วโอ้แบง
This round is so essential, so critical. Kron still has ult. There it is. Nicely timed. I think they can get one out. That's it. So you still got Brock here. Gonna invest the ult. Why not? Maybe clear backside. Doesn't get the tag, so it implies this up-close play from Kron. Late investment from the wall. Lovely from him. And look how disconnected you've got Boaster here. Super deep as Kayak actually not looking so pretty. 10 HP gets cleared. No way. Chronicle needs to be the backbone. Scooper has slipped ahead, but he's found. Classic.
เออ
Chronicle at the end there. Full scoreline should shake Fnatic.
Certainly going to be feeling good in
84
terms of the
ฮะ
recovery here
84
to at least get into this point. Again, Marta in this last round. The flash is
แต่ใช้ได้นะ แบบ
He's not caught immediately.
จบ
He can
84
shut this entire play down.
ตาสุดท้ายชนะขึ้นมาเนี่ย
Plan has looked good. Initially from NRG, they've staked their claim 8 rounds.
จะส่งอะไรไปให้ได้
Big
ดี
statement to start with on a map that sat incredibly well historically for Fnatic. Now we need to see what the bounce back looks like. So while we wait for the second half, we're going to check in with Lou and hear from Fnatic's Superstar.
Et bonjour l'Accor Arena. Bonjour et bienvenue. Welcome everyone to our big arena here in Paris. And look who I have with me, the best sub in Paris, Doma. It's a pleasure to have you here, first of all. And the first question I wanted to ask you is, I think you did the guys the best gift, right? By qualifying them to the top 3, subbing in and stuff. You might have thought that you were going to chill at home watching champs and stuff. So how does it feel, being a part of it and seeing the boys on the big stage?
I mean, obviously, I played already in champs, went to some as a sub. But yeah, I mean, it feels good. It was a big shock getting to stay here. But yeah, I mean, overall, super nice.
Super nice and everyone is proud of you too. Donc première question, t'as peut-être cru que t'allais pouvoir chiller à la maison, regarder les champions tranquilles et finalement t'en fais partie. C'est toi qui as qualifié les garçons ici au top 3, donc qu'est-ce que ça fait? C'est un feeling incroyable. J'ai déjà joué aux champions mais là c'est spécial. C'était un gros choc pour moi d'être appelé pour jouer, donc évidemment très fier. And not only the boys but also Alfire owes you on this one. So how did he thank you after that victory and why do you think he will be in his prime today?
I mean, he thanked me by giving me a big hug. when I came back to the prac room, obviously me and him are friends from last year. We spent the whole month in Korea, so we know each other really well. And yeah, I mean, just a big hug and a thank you.
Yeah, big hug and thank you. And why will he be in his prime?
I mean, I think it feels bad a bit for him for missing the last game, you know, failing the boys, not being able to play. So I think he'll just be in the zone today and absolutely farm it.
He wants to show it even better. Donc deuxième question, Alpha qui n'était pas là, comment il t'a remercié? Il m'a fait un énorme câlin quand on est rentré dans la prac room. On est potes depuis Séoul, on a passé beaucoup de temps ensemble et je pense qu'il va être à son prime parce que ça lui a manqué de jouer la dernière game et donc il va tout nous donner aujourd'hui. Thank you for joining me. Merci. Take the win on a send.
เป็นโป๊ป
Well, look, Fnatic have turned some games around.
So, yes, goes without saying that they have, I mean, cemented themselves as the kings of comebacks.
Yeah, so don't write them off yet. I know it's an 8-4. I know, I get it. And obviously here on the Coinbase Econ report, you have to check in. It looks like Brock's up there this time, but hey, take your pick, right? Because Marta, again, sitting on 6-7, but the impact alone from him, fantastic. But again, we look here at can they turn this around? They've probably faced worse odds at this point, Fnatic. But NRG, it felt like they had the read.
Certainly. I think the concern being actually the defensive side versus DRX is where Fnatic also struggled a little bit on Ascent. Yes. You're talking about historically looked fairly comfortable here, but kind of dipped their toes in a very different composition, which we know is heavily antied, which almost forced the hand of Fnatic, right?
Yeah.
So we are certainly still looking for
มาเพื่อล้างบาคุณปะ
sort of level for this composition, but NRG looking to strike while the iron is hot.
Yeah, straight up the guts here. No messing about. Scuba, Marta, the clear wall early. And I like this early conditioning, early checking of utility, kind of establishing awareness and actually following them behind this. I do wonder if they still continue to try and split towards market or even look for a pick on Crashies.
Yeah, Crashies is about to drift onto this angle.
อะไรจะมาบอกว่าผมเป็นคนบาปได้ยังไงหรอ
He's seen on the other side of that, but certainly will put Fnatic onto high alert here.
And look,
connection now to Cron, actually.
Yeah, I was complimenting before NRG taking space on the extremities. Have to do the same for Kayak as well, seeing a little bit deeper on towards that B main side. So if they carry on this pathing, look at the choke point. It's a brutal crossfire, but I love this reclear potentially. As long as NRG can stay stable here and no one reclears them, rechecks on this, it's a crunch on Kayak. Whether he lives or dies by this could define the round. And the knife goes in. Kayak, does he live? He takes down. That's the spike spotted.
ผมกลัวว่ะ
But this is still a great start from him. And now you're looking at who's tucked on the side. It's Kron. The man what? Gets beheaded, but wait. It's just Brock. Oh!
Just Brock.
Yeah, my bad. I take it back already. Boasted on 15. Alpha still standing. Gap being closed. They're already close towards the site. Pause for thought. Take a second. Alpha clearing through. Has a look. Timing here. 7 seconds on dot. Did he get seen? I don't think so.
เล่นทางเดียว
Let's have a chance to ping here. I'm not sure if Fnatic is trying to buy some time for the heal here.
Where do they think he is? They are taking so long on this. Are they waiting on this heal?
I think they might be waiting for the heal, but there's going to be so much time past here.
Have they waited too long, Mike?
Oh, together.
Calling indecision. Fnatic flourish.
I think Brock is expecting them to be slowly making progress towards
รอ
site
ฮิว
here,
เอาให้แน่ใจก่อนว่าแบบ
Unreal.
just a few seconds left to spare here. Again, I didn't catch when the heal was used actually in the mid-round there, but maybe just waiting on potentially the smoke come up, then thinking I've only got another 10 seconds to wait out. But I mean, Kayak
โอ้แล้วไม่โดนบายซอมอ่ะ
to avoid this paranoia.
นี่
บายใกล้ไปไง
Does get wrapped through market, but meanwhile,
เดินหลบออกมาได้
both just finding kills at the right moment of the round where NRG are basically about to plant the flag.
Yeah, it's madness, right? Now, nice little buy up here. On the other side, just classics. So, expectation-wise, Fnatic could make it up to 6. And we know this, right? This team, it's a round-by-round affair.
Fnatic อะ
But that end, it's not
Fnatic ตอบอะไรไม่ได้หรอก
quelled my worries.
Well, you say round-by-round is half by half. For me, again, sometimes the half-time score doesn't mean
อะไรเหรอ
anything for Fnatic, but
หมายถึง Fnatic อะคือก็นะนึกจะขึ้นก็ขึ้น
today here. Alpha looking to
อยู่ๆก็มือดีอยู่ๆก็ยิงคม
have Crashies.
Okay.
Close proximity. The flash is good, but Marta actually caught off guard.
I like how much they're trying to chase him down, right? They've got the pressure. They can pick up from this. Missile reveal though. Crashies a boaster. Doing damage. Nice work. Farming this up.
ริกช็อต
Threats here.
ในสมอง
You gotta know Som's in a smoke somewhere.
Or a cove.
โอ้ซอมนิ่งมากอ่ะ
มัน
โอเค
เพราะว่ามันต้องวัดกับความนิ่งอ่ะ
Standing. Nice from Fnatic. NRG. Investing
วัน
nothing
ที่
into
8 ไป
that,
หา
so
หมอ
not too much to worry about in that regard. Brought back to business, I guess, on the Odin. We want to see how well this applies on this side.
Certainly, yeah. I think what's key here is if NRG can really establish themselves in terms of early round protocols here on the buy round to really force Fnatic into making decisions, not allowing them to sit back and, I guess, absorb some of these late round hits. And initially did see a positive with them very, very quickly on the pistol round, making that statement towards market. Alpha looking for a spam here.
They're fast up cap though. He's got to be careful crossing back through. I mean,
look at the comparison of attacking defaults here. That's got one player committed towards mid here for Fnatic, at least deep in towards spawn. Chronicle may be looking for something on the back of the wall. But baited out very early ahead of the minute mark here, so plenty of options for NRG.
Well, just I think invested over towards A as well from Alpha. So that's going to at least maybe keep Som at bay for a while. Tucked into the corner on the bonus round. They've got to be careful about this one. Confirmation in towards B main, but they've got to know someone's near here. What do they have to... Maybe a flash to clear this? Looking at maybe Ethan on that one. Maybe the knife close. Knife further away, and this plays in...
หน้าสแปมขึ้นมากเลยอ่ะ
ได้มาหนึ่ง
Let it go too scary and sketchy on this. Kayak gonna have to sit back a little deeper, give this up. They can't afford too many losses if they want to make a go at this one.
No, this will actually give Borg his ultimate as well, so...
Damn.
A huge tool to potentially fend off Fnatic here ahead of the retake. He's going to full send it.
Yeah, but also keep in mind what Scuba's up to. If he goes for that late presence, I'm curious if he's just waiting for a flank. It's Kayak to kick things off, though. Rock goes down, and now Marta needs to take a glance here. Oh!
Scuba's
คม
รู้หรือเปล่าว่ามามิด
This guy, maybe a little bit ripped though, but Scuba on that back line now makes his presence known.
ตำคุงอร่อยเลยโอ้โห
G-smoke criminal, but he's looking like he's up to the moniker. Slips away. Crash is still alive.
โอ้เยี่ยม
Fast to this one. Scuba. Big flag.
แต่ยังว่ามันยิงได้อ่ะวอลตรงนั้น
Big stage.
costed an awful lot here. In terms of
มุมวางมัน
what's key is
ยิงหัวได้
สวัสดีนะคะสวัสดีทุกคนนะคะตองคุงนี่เมื่อกี้นี่ได้จังหวะทำชั่วอยู่นะ
จริงเดี๋ยวจังหวะอร่อยมุมอร่อย
เลยตองคุง
doing wonders from the smoke again.
ถ้าชอบเลยจังหวะเมื่อกี้แบบจังหวะทำชั่ว
get onto site, but they can't find Som.
Which is such a lovely little way to play that out, but is that a pace change? No, okay, kind of slowed down a little. Maybe the knife just hindering that quick hit they were going for, but it looks like wrecked. Wall looking to be cleared too. This time, on the other side of this, Marta could be very alone if he goes through that choke.
Yeah, I'm curious of when NRG are going to try and prioritize towards either Boast or Alpha. In terms of this early round, in terms of going through the motions and that leapfrog sort of approach. Like though, he's desperate to find something in mid.
He's been starting to heat up a bit as well though. Aldrin gets dealt with, so he does get played in. And there it is,
it's a headshot by the way.
Now Kayak's been absolute filth.
ฮะเสียงกระตุกเหรอ
Something else. Two big kills at 45 seconds. The round might be wrapped up here. Alpha in a deeper angle. Ethan kind of almost drawn in by the paranoia.
Wow.
But they're still
Yeah.
firing. How are they still breaking back in? Most has had enough, but he goes down as well. They are scrapping this out. But Kayak
30 seconds left.
has been the start and end of these rounds, and he catches Som. None the wiser. The Scuba. Oh dear. Oh dear! You don't get to miss against the king. Kayak brings it down perfectly.
ที่บ้านบอกว่าเชียร์เกมเบาๆหน่อยนะคะ
Gave him an inch. And they are starting
ทุ
to
กคนเบาได้
claw back
ผมเบาได้ไหมอ่ะดูดิดูเล่นกันแต่ละคนดิทีมที่เชียร์เนี่ยมันจะเล่นอย่างนี้กันทั้งนั้น
So pixel perfect with this weapon, time and time again.
น้อย
With the third round here in the second half of Fnatic, NRG going to be broke in terms of the purchase here. Will force a timeout as well. Be a little off kilter in terms of the ults, but potentially the next buy here. I mean, Marta being the one that's hopefully the one you'd have online come round 4 at this scoreline, certainly. But Kayak, that's his available. Boaster and Crash is just.
ปิดโมเดลก่อนแล้วกัน
Like I said, NRG made really good inroads early on here, the first couple of rounds, but they need to deal with Alpha and Boaster. There needs to be some sort of pressure towards these players to open up more options. We're talking about NRG, their game plan basically lives or dies by options across the map. Like I said, coming forward, dealing with the Vise wall, big tick in the box, but what's the next piece?
Yeah, where's that next step? That's something they'll be considering now during this timeout. A couple more seconds on it, but just to kind of roll it back here, we've been talking about Marta and we've been enjoying what he's been bringing, but to flip the script, I don't think people have even seen the peak of Kayak yet. We've seen glimpses in maybe ILs.
We've seen rounds potentially, but I don't, in terms of form and consistency, I still don't even think we don't
know the best of him yet. And again, he was having to fill some big shoes, right? Coming into this in the place of one of the greats.
Some of the biggest shoes.
Yes, Durka was, as said, one of the.
เจอกันครับบ๊ายบาย
He's starting it up here, Kayak. So let's keep an eye on him. Again, it's a slow and steady start. It's 13 to 14. It's not exactly lighting the world on fire, but I mean, did you miss last round? It's pretty solid. And again, he just likes his name up in lights. Apparently, how long does he stay around though? Time to back away. Smart choice. And actually did take Marta down with him.
โอ้อัลฟาได้2อ่ะ
Able to find the trade. Scuba potentially going to get wrapped here.
No, crashies.
Jump scare in short. It's just Brock left to find. Boaster.
There we go.
Shut it down. NRG unable to find anything on a scrappy.
พี่ลาเห็นช็อตแคชชี่เมื่อกี้ปะ
Fnatic.
9 to 8 now.
แล้วเลิกพี่รักน่าจะเก่ง
Fun being had on that first half. Suddenly.
ช็อตแคชชี่เมื่อกี้คืออีกนิดหนึ่งจะจูบหน้ากันอยู่แล้วดีนะมันไม่เอามีดมาฟันน่ะ
Fnatic is sitting in terms of this ult cycle. This is to tie up as well.
โอ้จะปวดเลย
And NRG. Well, Som and Scuba at least have theirs. Marta still 2 away.
เดี๋ยวกลับมาโอเคครับ
Another early challenge here, but Kayak's actually very quickly on the operator.
Got caught. Ethan puts him to his grave, but they have to scatter. Crashies posting this from afar, and Alpha's still on the side. Back-to-back damage. 2 big kills, and he falls deeper. Drop the spike down on towards short. They're gonna make NRG work for this.
Got a full 30 seconds until the next heal is here for Alpha, though.
He's gonna be locked to that.
Yeah.
And the smoke, yes, perfect placement on that one. Actually worked out really well as it plumed, still able to be checked. So a 3v3, finding stability. But again, the post plant, looking at the util. Still trying to play Som in here. He decides against sticking around too long.
Very few ways back into this for Fnatic unless they can find a kill, but Som in a disgusting off angle. Scuba a little bit disconnected. Ball playing on site as well.
Got back in, getting ready.
Ow!
You got to keep it in mind, man. And for Boaster, that's probably frustrating again. Maybe considering, is this worth it? Are we close enough to be able to go for this? It might be just time to cancel and save here.
Yeah, just hold on to what?
โอ้โหจะเซฟเลยเหรอ
Again, a big opportunity in terms of the ults here. Hunter's Fury, like you said, forced NRG to scatter, but not necessarily amounting to too much.
สรุปไปเจอกันที่มิด
Alpha, unfortunately, laid out in terms of the res.
เอาเป็นไปได้อยู่นะเกือบอยู่
จังหวะธรรมชาติอ่ะสวัสดีนะคะสวัสดีทุกคนนะคะจังหวะธรรมชาติคือเคยเหมือนกันเซฟไว้เพื่อน
ทุกคนถอยอ้าวเฮ้ยเรียบร้อยเจอกัน
สวัสดีครับ
ฮะ ประเด็นคือเขามาก่อนด้วยเนี่ยจบเลยอ่ะ
this round and see it very differently. But still plenty of ults to be played with. Obviously, Crashy's investing his scuba as well, but plenty in hand for Fnatic. But NRG have broken into double digits. This is a huge scoreline to build with.
Jingle pick.
One away from Ethan's ultimate. Said Marta still not quite there. Kayak this time around will resort back to presence in B main, and a third player committed towards this A side hold actually. And just maybe keeping in mind that Ethan potentially could throw his ultimate in the mix. Once more, but they will drift onto this deep angle of Kayak, who will punish. Now starting to find his groove, his rhythm a little bit.
And I like the awareness coming up from Crashies too, just sitting a bit deeper here. NRG looking for some opportunities, right? Looking for options potentially. Slipping that net. Pressure shown towards short.
Scanning ahead.
NRG about 40 seconds now. This is a 3-play stack on A, so got to be careful about this.
Ethan conscious of
catching
a rotation here, but I don't think he's going to be too eager to re-clear back towards mid. Have good utility coming into the late round here. NRG look as if they're drifting towards A though.
That's 3
Now,
players.
does Ethan catch Crashies off later?
It's going to be a factor. Keep your mind towards that. They're popping up towards heaven, but Chronicle very well positioned. Good trade. And Ethan caught him. You're absolutely right. But they have to keep going this way. 6 seconds. It's so late. They're doing it to them. But no one does it better than Boaster. Drops the spike and gets Fnatic around.
Absolutely disgusting. Accidental. A stray bullet. Catching for Boaster will seal the deal. Like you said, it's so late in the day. It's the first time NRG have really absolutely filthy to close out the ninth for Fnatic.
ยินดีต้อนรับกลับมาครับ
NRG have really struggled to get their teeth into something in the second half. Again, losing out in a couple of gunfights here and there, but so slow to approach the previous round now. Marta, knives in hand, in no command. Hunter's Fury here, big round for NRG.
Again, just the additional body on A so early. 3 players again. You can already see the Cron still up towards heaven here. We've got a quick pop towards Cap though, or up short, should I say.
Good timing on the slow though from Alpha.
Marta, hindered again. Slowed down in multiple ways. There's no access for him yet. Still looking to break in now. Double stacked up though. You can see the sight. There's a deadly duo, high and low, Alpha and Cron. I don't fancy it either, but he goes for the shotgun and it's not going to work out. But the to this coming in from NRG. Swarming the site, much pacier, quicker. Boaster, can you do it again though? Found 2 before. Spam in, flashed off. They're still fighting for this, no comfortable plant.
ไม่เจอเสียดายอ่ะ
Finally making the crossover, but Kayak now look to apply some pressure here with the operator.
They're looking to pre-take on this potentially, no, just still
คืนนี้ทำงาน3 คนสู้ๆครับ
Dots here, careful, that spam's on the way. You gotta know it by now. Brock's gonna deliver bullets.
โอ้ยโดนสแปมไปเรียบร้อยโอ้ย
Kayak has to cancel now. It's Jame time. We're out of here. There's no going back into that site.
Played so well from NRG though, not to commit not to commit a player towards the spike plant though, until they feel absolutely confident. I think waiting on the recon. That's ultimately what they're waiting to punish Fnatic on. Poised for a pre-take.
จริงจังหวะของรีคอนค่อนข้างสวยเลยสปอตปุ๊บเก็บหมด
This is actually with, I said Alpha getting his slow orb off at the perfect time, but there's nobody to challenge onto these early angles, so NRG are able to flood through so easily.
Yeah, I really want to give credit for that, almost like pause, right? Because there's always that temptation, just get the plant, get it done, let's, get into the post, we could get a man to the good. But again, that diligence, that capability to just slow matters down a little. And while we say this, they are closing in to try and get this weapon away from Kayak. And I don't think he knows how close Scuba is. Kayak's gone. So that's the operator lost there, and NRG team themselves up for 12.
Still looking healthy for Fnatic, but
กดติดตามสามารถ
จริง
คอมเมนต์ได้
ๆตอนแรกอ่ะคิดว่าไฟนาติกอ่ะแมตช์เนี้ยน่าจะได้เปรียบแต่NRGเล่นมาดีจริงเขาแบบใจเย็นอ่ะ ค่อยๆแล้วพุชไปเรื่อยๆรอจังหวะรอสกิลรอทุกอย่าง
The attitude seems right from NRG too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, look at the arena, right? It's a different step up. Now, yes, we've spoken about Ethan being in these environments before.
แน่นอนสิตอนนี้ต้องวางแผนเต็มที่แล้ว
Okay, Som you can kind of throw into that list too, but
3 พอยต์สุดท้าย
the other guys, this is kind of scary, but they sound so calm.
Yeah.
Super calm.
I think
about
also that's the benefit
Right,
here,
yeah,
like
the pack.
Ethan's presence in comms on the stage, on your side of the
มึง
stage.
ก็แค่
This is such a calming factor
For sure.
for any
เอ้ยสวัส
roster.
ดีนะคะสวัสดีนะคะกดติดตามก่อนนะถึงจะพิมพ์คอมเมนต์ได้
Stepping
นะ
up
คะ
to the plate here. The opening map of this series.
เข้ามานั่ง
Like I
พูด
said,
คุยกันได้
there
นะ
are players, there are well teams, yes, but players
Oh.
that live or die by this sort of pressure. So to see them the way they are on stage,
เขาลืมเอา
certainly a big positive here. Only going to be a couple of weapons invested
เอา
here
เอา
for
หมาอ้วม
Fnatic.
หมาอ้วมขึ้น
I think that's their last time out, right?
Yeah.
เพราะเขาออกมาแล้ว
All right, boys, let's see what you got. So many ults to play with too. I feel like they've just been building up for so long. Alpha
เข้ามานั่งพูดคุยกันได้นะ
play here towards middle. Not being given much though, and again that spam is so oppressive. But Kayak gonna plug Marder.
โอดีไม่ควรมีอยู่บนโลกนี้
First blood drawn, but
ตายเหอะตายเหอะจริง
So he can't TP away. Great isolation from NRG. But Alpha, he's actually slipped the net. He's got a ton of space to play into. Ethan, seemingly aware of the possibility. Som also, he's got his TP, so able to regroup if needs be.
Fnatic on those refights, man. Trying to find something. Just confirming attendance too, that they are going to be stuck towards that B main area.
อีทานโผล่หน่อยดิ
Begging for the chance.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful if you're Som on the oh, the timing.
Just giving it up.
Yeah, and look at this. He was just here. Ships in the night almost. And Alpha, he's getting closer. They've got to be aware there's a chance of this, right? They've got to know there is a potential that Alpha is right behind you.
There's no wall on the flank.
No one is going to deny this. Alpha could be on for an absolutely mad one. Too many targets, too little time. He hits and runs.
ลัน
He's already broken their backs here. They have to go forward.
Oh no, it's going to land perfectly for Boast as well to slow things down. Create a little more pressure. Still 2 players on site, by the way.
10 seconds, they got to go now. Fnatic still just trying to dig in deep here. They get cleared. Riz comes in. Fnatic fancy this one. They're going for it. Plants in play though. They can't deny that now.
Kayak actually did get an upgrade here.
Oh, the counter ult at this time.
เอาดิเอาบ้างเอาบ้าง
Oh, Fnatic. Ults on ults, Mike.
โอ้โห
They're investing
คือยอมจ่ายอันตีเลยเหรอ
Fnatic have got weapons now.
But Som's in a smoke. You know what happens here? Scuba trying to just maybe soak some of those bullets as well. But Fnatic are at the door. They need to break this one down. They need to do it now. Time is starting to run low. It's now or it's never. And Kayak leading the pack. Good trades. Better kills. Fnatic, they're not out of it yet.
I will not die.
Just an insane round to pull off for Fnatic. And Alpha plays this perfectly. I said no utility to identify his flank coming early enough, but doesn't commit. Gets one, gets out.
God, that is resilience there, isn't it?
And again, plenty of options here. Kayak has his ult up as well, so.
สวย
Oh,
I've heard him
and
say
here
it
first.
before.
Yeah.
I've heard him say that, and he certainly wasn't lying, but it's 11 to 10. NRG are still up, still in the lead, still with a bye. But Fnatic have one back finally. They've got themselves back in a good financial position. Operator in the hands of Kayak. He's got his ult.
No ultimates available for NRG either. Kayak looking to maybe send out a probe into mid here, but down to 73 HP already. Kept in check. Actually takes another couple of attacks here.
They're up for a brawl, up for a biff. And that, well, Alpha didn't need the paranoia. But now there's a little bit of trouble for Boaster. Has to get away, and he does so.
Able to slow things down, though, with the wall and the slow orb. Kayak's over here now to kind of offset this a little bit with the operator. I don't think they know they're going to be walking into op, I'm sure.
I think they're going to find out pretty soon. Kayak decides against even breaking the Aldro, just sits on a deeper line. And Boaster Well, you checked ever above the smoke.
catchy
You're gonna figure it out soon enough. Bosa's got him pinned dead to rights if he plays that out, but Alpha's still waiting
ร
on
อ
the side. Looking to roll the dice here.
โอ้เข้ามาเต็มเลยอ่ะ
Energy right, Kayak wants to get involved as well. Make sure they're not alone in this. Isolating brawl. Late strike from Bosta. Reading Som's play here. Now Scuba and Ethan, this is a tough one. A 2v4. Would love a freebie early, not gonna get it this time.
30 seconds left.
Forced into a really awkward plant spot as well. Just being smothered on the site right now.
5 seconds for the knife, still got a flash. Scuba basically fresh out at this point. Knows there's at least one toward main, potentially two. A gamble on someone being towards short. And Ethan's looking for someone to play ahead, give them a chance. But
โอเค
Chronicle
ครับแมว
make
easy
mistakes. And 1 HP
โอ้เรียบร้อยจังโอ้ยิงทะลุบล็อก
right
โอเค
11-11. Time to make a wish, NRG. Alpha's up out of his seat.
เอาไป
นี่แหละนี่แหละไฟนาติก
ลุกขึ้นมาน้อง
Getting that momentum
นี่แหละไฟนาติก
ๆอ้าว
NRG though are fighting tooth and
และทีมที่
nail.
เชียร์ทั้งสองทีมก็คือเล่นสไตล์นี้หมด
Unfortunately being picked apart.
อีกทีมหนึ่งคือแพทไวสุด อีกทีมหนึ่งก็คือจะทำอะไรช้าสุดเลย
You can see the pause behind when that kill's occurring.
เล่นให้ลุ้นนะ
I think that's where they're struggling a little bit. Again, seeing a 7-17, it's not necessarily the numbers aren't the concern, but the fact that NRG can't capitalize on Marder throwing his life on the line to get themselves into a position that they can push forwards.
Well, we're looking at two very different upswings here, right? Kayak on a real high note now, 18-18, starting to really
โอ้
prove his worth.
ยิงไวไปนิดนึง
Danger. He's not going back in for the more. There is... Are you serious? They want to maybe get that wall dealt with. There we go. A little bit dangerous to go for it again. Speaking of danger, man, we're just short of checking out.
Oh, Som.
What is that from Som? Sensational picking up two there. Beautiful control. But now the scramble from Fnatic. NRG now 5v3, and this could be that 12th round.
Drone won't spot anything here. Chronicle, looking for it.
Oh,
He's actually
oh,
found the
oh.
spike.
That's a huge
เฮีย
pickup
เฮีย
there.
เฮียก็คม
Som
เกิน
does have his TP though, so if they need it, there is still that opportunity for a safe pair of hands. But Marder, you need to activate now. We've been calling you out. Where are you? There you are, ringing the bell of Chronicle. But a 2v4. Kayak on the site. The right
คือลุ้นตั้ง
side.
แต่แม
Again,
ปแรก
NRG are going to freeze and wait for Fnatic to make a move, or potentially catch somebody
2v4
in transition.
situation
Spike drop.
The Kayak,
Oh my god, why do I feel there's something
yeah,
about to happen?
50 HP. He would have to go absolutely
30 seconds left.
insane here.
But look at the position from Crashes too. This isn't a bad read. This isn't a bad call, but he's been spotted. Great selection. Surely that paranoia is going to be perfect. He's been dealt with, cleared. The back line, still a problem. Crashes, can you bury them in the jersey you once wore? A 1v3 is not going to
1v3
happen. NRG up to 12.
In a must-win scenario in terms of the finances here. The culmination of the first map in this series. It's
Oh, that
just
control, man.
beautiful from Som. Yeah, has been playing the looser side of this pressure towards A.
Come on, bro. Take those fights, bro. They're not good.
แค่แต่ not good นะ
I love that though. Trying to get Marder feeling out the game a bit, feeling himself, taking aggressive fights, backing your own number. Speaking of that, does he do it again up against Alpha? He does!
เอาอีกแล้ว
Spoken into existence
มึงนี่เป็นตัวปัญหา
by
จ
Som.
ริงๆเลย
It
นะ
works.
I think it's Marley who's definitely talking to.
100%.
Remove Alpha. No chance of the res here. Fnatic will have to play out as 4 Crashes actually down on a Guardian as well. Can they find a recovery here to force an overtime? Ethan will get his own off of this orb. Marder has to be careful. Kayak is all the way up towards top mid. He's just given up the angle.
Timing, Kayak.
Oh my god.
โอ้
โอ้จังหวะ
Can he catch them
โอ้โห
though?
Scramble, he might be
พี่
able to
พี่
get
จังหวะ
behind
ทำชั่ว
here. He does!
ไฟนาติกไฟนาติกเอานั่นแหละนั่นแหละ
จังหวะทำชั่ว
Now in a position to greet anybody that progresses into B main, but now NRG left to scramble.
Where'd you go now? It's guesswork, right? You're trying to catch him in rotation, maybe catch him on the off chance here. Does he get a spot on this?
Oh my god.
Just because the smoke was
30
fading.
seconds left.
Didn't want to give it up. Re-smoke towards short. But look who's back here. The man they can't escape from. The man who already got to. Who might have just scrapped their chance of closing in regulation, but they go heaven.
เอาแล้ว
พี่โบเตอร์
โอ้เอ้ยได้ด้วย
ไปเลยไปเลยครับไปสู่โอทีครับผม
That sort of play to force overtime here after conceding the first kill. Alpha falls so early for free.
Take a risk, take a chance. Look what he did to him, Mike.
เก็บไป2นิ่ม
Don't see that from just any player. That takes a lot of guts to go for. It's one of those that can make you look silly if it goes wrong. Get caught in that weird timing. He's up for it. Showing caliber today. 12.
คือแบบสโมกสวยนะวาร์ปดีแล้วแต่ดันโดนดักอีกรอบ
He's fine, man. He's doing his job. But NRG, it's a wake-up call, right? This is caliber teams. This is big boy players. They've been here before. They felt the pressure of these stages. Now, can you live up to it as well?
Chance to maybe catch your breath here. Maybe an opportunity to pressure towards A here, but the dart is dealt with.
ยินดีต้อนรับกลับมาครับ
ดีต้อนรับนะคะ
Forced a little deeper in regulation, at least earlier on the attacking side.
Well, he was kind of the spark that got things started again.
Certainly was, yeah. When NRG continued to test him. Now, actually, further test potentially going towards Marder, who's picked up the pace a little bit. Gets on the back of Som's pep talk.
This is a deadly line, though.
I mean, Bork's already making his way across here as well.
Gonna just post in like maybe a dart just to see. I mean, it's gonna see a whole lot now, but the line gets broken. They just kind of disrupted it. So now there's a problem. Scuba can't really get out of here, but can anyone then punish on the play through? Not really. Brock's fallen. Marder's still standing. Scuba got to fall away, turns away. And now Marder on the site. We want big things. He's got to deliver in these big moments.
โอ้ยโดนมุมนั้น
On the other side now, a little pinned in by Switch, but they're waiting for an overstep. See if anyone would dare challenge from CT. They don't. Marder trying to draw eyes towards him. 7 flash, and he was blind. I don't know from where.
Oh, blind.
But Marder, a lovely reposition. Perfect. Oh, on the right side, Marder.
Catchy, out. ไม่ทัน
วางสไปไม่ทัน
The flash came over the top from Ethan.
แต่แคชชี่สวยแล้ว
แต่ยิงซ้ำไปนัด
I just caught it on the mini map. It flies all the way over. Absolutely beautiful. This one right here, yeah.
Oh.
Again, it's just that's the sort of thing you get from Ethan. Off screen, rarely noted, but the value that he provides. NRG again though able to cling to life on that site and whittle away. Now on to the good. Kayak gonna have to deal with the dart here will be noted. Poster and Alpha over towards short once more. Shouldn't be any surprises in terms of the formation here. NRG back towards market. Saw them test this very early on in the half. Regulation crashes. Those are somebody's probably drifted through.
เริ่มอยากจะเป็นบ้า
Be careful though. They've certainly seen him now, and Boaster called in, but a little surprise on it, maybe a mini-map moment. And now Gap bloodthirsty as ever, hunting down Alpha as well. That unlocks A until him. The one man who took him into this position before, pushed them into OT. Can he do it again? It looks like he's starting well. Good follow-up.
ตัดไป3แล้ว
Assassin making it look possible.
Look at Scuba's HP.
2 HP.
นิดเดียวเท่านั้นนิดเดียวโอ้แล้วเลือด
Oh my god. 2 HP.
โอ้โห
แบบนี้วิลเล
ไม่
จ
เป็นไรดีแล้วเก่งแล้วแหละ12-14
วิลเลจทำไฟนาติกน้อยด้วยทุกคนเดี๋ยวจะอยู่กันไปก่อนนะคะการทันไปห้องน้ำแป๊บหนึ่งฝากคุณแฟนไอ้นี่ด้วยนะคะ
ได้ครับ
Got the new iPhone 17 Pro and Verizon picked up the tab.
No way.
That's me. Handsome and hilarious. It's a rare combo.
New and existing customers can get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us on the
ขอเอา
best
แอด
5G
มาเปิด
network.
ว่ะ
Where else would I get it, right?
An update is required. Financial system updating.
20:00ก็ไม่เจอกันแล้ว
Updated. We will dance.
อ๋อ โอเคครับ
The future of money is here. Feels good.
Esports World Cup, where we are starting off with VALORANT.
If you want to win, you have to win against the best.
So looking for revenge.
Crazy! They've all battled through the pressure and expectation. Heretics have come back all the way! Finally, we won. Finally.
ยินดีต้อนรับทุกคนด้วยนะโอเคครับแมวอีซี่
What an exciting way to kick off the finals weekend here at Champs. I'm now joined by Coach Bonka. Now, you won so many crucial rounds from a disadvantageous position. How do you guys keep your cool? What is the protocols in those moments?
I think we have a good read of how they rotate, when they rotate, and why they rotate. So it's all for us is just keep taking space, even if we're in a disadvantage, and just keep playing out the rounds.
It was beautiful to watch. Good luck on map 2.
Welcome back, everyone, and NRG are up 1-0 in the series. We're now joined by a very special guest, welcoming us into his home country. It's Zage here, Carmine Core, the coach of Carmine Core. How's it going, my man?
I'm fine. I love to see this stadium. I actually did the tournament there already with Casey, so it's crazy to see how many people are there and
it's
just
amazing.
Watch the match.
It's not even the final.
Yeah, I know. It's not even the final. It's a crazy
It feels
day.
like one, though.
It does, especially with some of the plays we've been seeing. That, of course, takes us to our Verizon high-speed moment of the day. This one's going to go to NRG because we saw in round 8 just how good these defensive setups were from this squad.
Yeah, it was really good. I think they had a good read on Fnatic, what they were doing. Like Bonka just said in an interview, they know how they rotate and stuff, and Fnatic doesn't change that much their game and how they play usually. So this round, you could literally see this. It was 20 seconds left. They didn't rotate from B, even though they baited the wall and Vice setup. And then after they put it on the trap mid and just killed them all. So
I love the trust in the process, as you said. They interpreted. I think that especially now with so much Euro, once you hear someone just walking onto site after you've knifed and you know that this was there, you can interpret that that's a fake. They trusted the process. They were convinced in the read that they had onto Fnatic, and it's one of the multiple rounds.
Yeah, it was pretty wild to see how these rounds, especially toward the tail end, credit to Fnatic for really hanging in there and trying to bring this one back, which they nearly did. But the other thing that we got to talk about here, Zage, was Mata really struggling to get things going in the early game there. He was having a tough time, and you can even see it in these first kills here that Fnatic were getting on NRG. A lot of those were on Mata at the start.
Yeah, especially on defense side. Mata died first time 5 times, first entry duels as 5, and this was crazy to me because he had 2 times offline and he lost his duel, and 1 with Outlaw. So even though he struggled a lot on defense, NRG still managed to win 8-4, and this is means that the team knows how to rotate on the map and where to catch.
ค่ะผมกลับมาแล้วทุกคน
The win conditions for
ยินดีต้อนรับกลับมาครับ
Odin, disgusting, but so effective. Absolutely love to see it.
ผมกลับมาประสาทแดกกับทีมรักของผมแล้ว
Another one, of course, is the battle of the operators.
หมา
Did so well with the snipers when he moved on to the defense, but yeah, Mata was just not having the time. And then we moved on to overtime. And seriously, in this tournament, name a more iconic duo, NRG, and an overtime, they go back to life, and we have crazy rounds like those.
Yeah, and just to see the way that NRG were able to make it happen, very impressive stuff there of Coach Fnatic. Not out of it yet. They have to be able to battle back as they get ready for map 2. We do have Coach Milan for a quick word before we jump into that map.
I've got Coach Milan here with me ahead of map 2. Now, you've been on the receiving end of the Brock Odin. If you want to survive this series, you have to find a way to deal with that. What is the answer to it?
I think whoever finds the answer to that question will win champs. So let's make sure it's us, but I don't know. The boys, I think we're calling some good adaptations. It's just so difficult to deal with someone you can't see on your screen, and yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
I hope you do for map 2. Good luck.
It's very clear that they are struggling to be able to stop the likes of Brock. And my guy's shooting through all the walls. He has all the access in the world. He's finding great angles there.
I think that was a great response from me on being seriously, if you know, please tell me, send me a DM, or come and win champs. But now we're going to move on to Abyss. Do not forget, at the end of the day, Fnatic did pick that ascent. So we're moving into NRG and what they want to do. And I'm so happy, Zage, that we have you here, because they do run the Harbor, and you know a lot about Harbor, don't you? What do you think about the agent on this map?
I think it's maybe his best map with Pearl.
Yeah.
So if we need
to
see a Harbor move on this map,
ทำอะไรพี่ดี
it
อ่ะ
might be him playing mid a lot on defense, and especially with the B side. It's really hard to defend B side on defense. So what they need to do, and they did a lot in the previous games, is let them get side, especially with Fnatic bridge, because Fnatic plays bridge and they like to execute B a lot on attack. So they just need to play mid with the Harbor, let them use all the abilities, and that's just flood in when they start to plan. So like Fnatic will be on the side and them like just cutting the side with the wall, creating an arena and like retaking through it.
Yeah, essentially make the Thunderdome.
Yeah,
you know, and then try and settle the score there. But you know what though? I mean, both teams coming into this one, Bea, they're good on this map, right? Both teams have had success here. So this isn't going to be a Fnatic walking into a potential trap. They know, or at least they should know what to expect here.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially thinking about the map Vito coming into this match, they should expect that Abyss is going to be a part of it. Do not forget, we were mentioning in last week, right? I don't even know what we live anymore.
Time eludes.
Bear in mind, these teams have been here for a month. This is a very long
คนนี้
tournament.
เขา
I
แบบ
cannot keep track of
น่า
time,
รักอะ
so
เธอ
I can make excuses for them
ชอบ
all day.
ชอบทรงแบบ
But as I was saying, Fnatic still
เงียบ
undefeated on that
ชอบ
attack.
แบบเธอ
They've
ด้วย
been
ค่ะ
so
นี่
incredibly effective. Sage, what do you think,
รอบตัว
especially when we think about this
เรา
super
แก้สถานการณ์ได้ดี
one-sided
ใช่ไหมคะ
for the side of Abyss?
บอกมา
What
สิ
do you think teams should do to adapt on the defense?
เธอ
I think
งงมัน
Energy have
อยู่
the
กับเขาไม่ได้
perfect comp to like counter this type of play because Fnatic likes to spam a lot B side because they have the breach and they have their execute. So basically what they always do is like they go through window, crashes is droning, they jump left side, and then the breach is stunning all of left side, and like Waylay is going in. So like, and what they like to do about this is like they pull. Like,
ช่วยด้วย
they
แมวโซนยืนรีโมทไปทุกการ
outside. Horrible actually like.
เสียใจด้วยนะ
ช่างนั้นอ่ะ
To have the time to be on that post plant. You cut side, as I said, like you create an arena and you retake them when they start like using everything. Because like they like to use Buster Paranoia for city spawn. They like to use like the stun for all of left side and like just send Kayak in. And like you just let them go in, use all their abilities.
Let them use the harbor wall and
then
make Frog with that Odin.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you can see the rookies though, Mata and Scuba making their way to the stage.
They needed
Slow
one more
start.
minute. This maps are being so long for them, and I assume that the tension, once they're one map away from a grand final in champs, even knows what this feels like. But for the rest, it's not that. That.
I mean, this is such incredible heights that NRG have reached at this point, and Fnatic know this. And I think Zaysh coming into this, a lot of people, you know, the fans are very much behind a Fnatic. You hear the cheers every single time they start to rally things back, but that puts a lot of pressure, I think, on this team. Whereas NRG, I feel like I love saying this term, they're playing with house money. They could do whatever they need to do, and however far they make it, hey, they made it this far. No one had to begin with.
Yeah, of course, no one was expecting Energy to be like to go that far.
แต่แมวมันชอบ
So
อากาศ
like
เย็น
when
นะคะทุ
they're
กคน
here, I think like they're just feeling like
แมวไม่ชอบ
underdogs
อากาศ
and
ร้อน
like having a great moment. You can see it like there
Mhm.
are some like going up, like
ใช่ไหม
hyping his teammates. And
Yeah.
stuff. I saw him also during the game. He saw that Mata
กัด
had
เหรอ
a rough game, and he spoke to him. He tried
ไม่
like,
ว่า
to
แมวมัน
bring
ไม่
him
ชอบอา
back
กาศร้อน
into it, like with the mood and stuff like this. So like you can just see like they're enjoying it, and
Okay.
also like I
สู้
really
กับ
like
การ
what
เปิดแอร์
Energy
ครับ
is doing because
ตี
they
กับแมว
have
ให้
a lot of the stuff that
ชนะหรือเปล่าไม่รู้เหมือนกัน
like Odin on a lot of
พวก
maps.
คุณจะชนะ
Just
เหรอ
like
คะ
we
ตี
saw
กับแม
Som
ว
a lot on
ไม่มีทางหรอก
defense. He
ไม่
had
ใช่ไหม
damage
คะ
by Vandal and Phantom, and he was spamming
ก็
them.
คงไม่ชนะหร
So
อก
like, I mean, you can just
ก็
like
ตีกับเขาเธอยังไม่ชนะเลย
do some uploads for them.
Yeah, no, it's
Yes.
unconventional.
Yes.
It's an unconventional way to approach it, and it has been working out for them. And like Coach
แมว
Milan
เป็นสิ่ง
said,
ที่
when
ถูกเส
someone
มอ
figures it out, slide into
จำไว้
the
นะคะ
DMs.
I feel like that's been the key for this year, at the beginning of the year with T1 and playing that double duelist for DRX. Look at where they
ส
are.
วัสดีนะคะ
Also
สวัสดี
going
ทุก
to
คน
the
นะคะ
lower
สามารถ
final
พูดคุยกันได้นะ
And we are not seeing changes. So Gaia going on the Waylay, the double initiated. You were speaking about Zage with the breach and the Soba. I think that we did not this deep into the tournament. It could be a little bit of a curveball, but especially with how little time you have and how high the stakes are, it gets more difficult to make those adaptations. And Fnatic has decided to start on the defense.
โอ้เวเล
Yeah, I think they know that they have pretty good at that, but also like if Energy picked that map, they know how Fnatic plays. And as we said earlier, Fnatic doesn't change their
เขียน
game.
เวเลนะ
Bonkar knows it. He told
มัน
them
แววแววแววแวว
right now if they have good prep, they should know what Fnatic is doing.
Yeah, a good read goes a long
เหมือน
way.
ยุงอ่ะ
Before we let
หญิ
you
ง
go,
ยาก
Brent, who you got winning this
ไอ้อย่างน้อยก็เล่นง่ายกว่านี้
I
อ่
think
อน
Energy. I think yeah. I cheer for Fnatic because they're my friends. But I think Energy should win because Fnatic is really readable on this map.
I think that someone that we need to look at here as well is Boaster. I think that he was doing pretty well in the Omen in the first map. When he moves onto the Astra, that has to skyrocket, especially when we're speaking about dealing with mid and how they have to act onto it. Those fake smokes, just trying to get the right timings and getting into the right positions to try and be on top of what NRG is doing on the attack.
สวัสดีนะคะ สวัสดีทุกคนนะคะ กดติดตามก่อนนะมันถึงจะไอ้นี่ให้นะคะถึงจะ
Fnatic surely does not want to give them that opportunity. Fnatic needs to fight back in order for them to force that map 3. Listen it back over to your casters. Here's Pansy and Hypok yet again.
โอเคตอนนี้หนูปรับให้ทุกคนสามารถคอมเมนต์ได้แล้วนะ
Now, Michael, a lot of people would have looked at this and seen Fnatic potentially in map 1 being favored there, but against the odds,
สามารถเข้ามาพูดคุยกันได้นะคะ
staking their claim.
Against the odds is really what I want to tap into here because NRG have just won out. But at one point,
กำลังเจรจาแลกรีโมทแอร์กับอาหารแบบอาหารกระป๋อง
7 and 17, and again, they are recovering rounds that historically teams aren't able to flip versus a team like Fnatic. The ones that are able to convert advantages time and time again, NRG actually flip the script on them. So again, it's got to be a blow to Fnatic. And no strangers to this sort of stage, but NRG certainly getting a haymaker off here to open the series.
Oh yeah, and all that devotion and desire that Fnatic have always had for that final that they never quite made, for that one title that has evaded them. And they face down a true underdog here who have turned up and made it look like their day. But it's map 2, it's Abyss, and it will be NRG on the attack.
Revealing area. Start off here. Very quickly going to dip his toes. What's this? Actually nearly caught off, but catches a lot of information and utility here. Yeah, immediately NRG spring into action.
Yeah, look at that burst, look at the split straight through middle as well. It's a lovely crunch. It's lucky the Kayak's still breathing, honestly. At this point, they've lost Kron and Boaster, though. All so focused towards trying to get that A main fight going in there.
Alpha.
Scuba. Lovely check there, does catch Alpha, just seen a glimpse, but it's Crashies to find Ethan. And there's layers on this. Scuba will not be moved! How's he standing still? And he's on the run. Alpha has got to find these players, and they are just evacuating the area. They don't want to give him a chance at this. And Marder feels like the checkmate. Again, just spotting him. Scuba, exceptional beginnings.
Just ridiculous again. Low HP, up against the ropes. Able to deliver here.
เรียบร้อย
But yeah, this pinch is so fast. Fnatic caught completely off guard.
อีนายตัวปัญหาแม่งไง
They're the ones, Fnatic are the ones trying to actually go forwards on the map.
ตัวแรงเลยอันเซ
Find themselves a kill and get away, but amounts to nothing. But again, drawing out the utility early on, beautifully orchestrated there by NRG.
Fnatic will be walking up though, looking for a brawl here. Scuba does have the Phantom. He's looking to find a bit of a corner to play, but he has support, right?
ไม่มีปืน
Not standing alone here.
แต่ก็เข้าใจได้แหละ
Not going to get what he wanted at all. Spot out another player, and they're sitting back a little bit further. You can't have isolated fights if you want to get something going here. And again, there are still 2 pistols. And that being broken even, so as long as they recover these,
นั่นแหละนั่นคือสิ่งที่ถูกต้อง
smarter choice there, trying to give nothing away.
Yeah, Fnatic really going to get themselves off the starting block here. The second round at least.
Scuba's so close to that ult as well. Man.
Yeah, early progress for him is massive in terms of this first ult cycle for NRG. And due to how it's panned out here for Fnatic, obviously not going to be, well, probably a round or 2 behind in terms of this first cycle, but yeah, we'll resort back towards potentially a proactive play outside A. But NRG have just been so robust in terms of utility usage, in terms of bodies in the right place. Well, say that. Marder caught off guard.
Yeah, Marder's, again, NRG were able to do it without Marder having to be the headliner. Here, I think he needs to find a little bit more of that comfort. Hard against Kayak, especially when he's being played in as well. But still, it's something that we're going to have to keep track on. It's an early show of force over towards B, but the intention, not sure if it's there, considering where the spike is.
Certainly just a feel is sent out towards Alpha. Now do you want to slow down, again, considering map 1, not necessarily feeling like they're at a deficit right now. Side of the head count. Drone will spot nothing for Crashies, but will put Kayak onto a deeper line once more.
Oh, it's lovely. Simply lovely for Kayak. Picking up where he left off after map 1. You're looking at the scraps of what remains of NRG. Can they make something out of nothing, though? Incredibly hard. 2v4.
Forced to adjust the plant. Yeah, the stun comes through, a little bit of a spam, but nothing actually connecting here.
Scuba's still got that ult. I mean, Som's trying to play ahead here. Maybe try and get himself one for free. Try and get those odds looking better. That's not bad. But the number's still so good for Fnatic. Scuba is yet to die. Finally meets his fate. As Fnatic will keep two standing and a defuse now.
Draw out maybe an extra rifle that Fnatic wouldn't have wanted to lose here. Round on the board regardless. You noted as well, Scuba, the result, Som also bring his ult into the fourth round here. Kayak doing so well to find Ethan on the back end of this play. Just to trim the fat a little more ahead of NRG finding their way onto site. A couple of regens in play here for Fnatic, and actually crashes down on.
Oh, they still want to test this, Mike.
The Guardian, yeah, gonna walk into actually the heaviest stack that NRG have positioned here.
Back in a flash.
3 แมตช์แน่เลย
Scary though. This time he's gonna respect it. Goes back in for seconds, but again the out drone is gonna find him. How long does he stay around on this? No, he has to back away. Burning a lot of the util though, but the ult gonna come in. This could be their springboard. Kron just straight into the dark there. Don't think he saw him, but maybe. As Kayak looks to get involved here. Can't quite do it. NRG still gonna be unwilling to relent. Still trying to find their footing on the site. Brock up top. Raining in bullets from above. And Boaster fancies to go and gets his head ripped off.
Yeah, NRG just picking Fnatic apart here towards A site. Alpha on the flank here. The awareness is already there.
Yep.
Whereabouts he resides. 3 left to find Scuba again tagged up, but it will be a clean 1v3.
Wouldn't it just be
เชนดีครับ สภาพล่าสุดไมโครเวฟทับเท้าตอนย้ายของ โอ้ย ช่วงนี้ แกเนี่ยนะ
He sometimes earns in these moments, but it'll be a very long road here, and that time pretty much defining this now. NRG giving him no quarter, no chance. You can see what he can do when it starts going. He's going to put the pressure on him though. Make him react. Needs the flash. Will be forced off. Time is gone, and NRG showing no fear in these fights, Mike.
Yeah, a chance for maybe Fnatic to stop them at the front door, but I think as soon as Kayak's not able to land his utility and slow things down. This is with Chronicle finding a freebie, as you noted, through the smoke. But Brock just does so well to break the crosshair placement, force Crashes and Chronicle to react.
Oh, boys.
I think, yeah, the intention is to stop them on the way in, but NRG just bulldoze or brute force their way onto site.
It starts feeling harder and harder to stop them at the front door, right? You start losing out on those fights. So you've got Stingers and Sheriffs. Kayak, though, a chance to get into it, but it was a very short-lived chance. Scuba is on an absolute tear so far.
Yeah, picking up from the work he was doing at the end of Ascent here, certainly carrying it across to Abyss. Alpha on the hunt here, Roaster alongside him, but another round where NRG is just happy to freeze. Force the hand of Fnatic, put them into these uncomfortable positions. He's only actually Alpha with the Sheriff here, so Farm will come through, looking as if they will find a consolation here, considering the range.
Trip of the wall, Scuba, eyes turn. The Boaster he might have contact with first. You can see Alpha already getting up towards window, but Boaster gets found, so just on Alpha now. And looking to try and go down swing, but still going down nonetheless. So as it stands, 4-1.
ถ้าดวงช่วงเดือนเกิดจะสวยขนาดนี้นะ
But also seeing a reaction from the coach booth, you're almost anticipating a very early timeout from Fnatic, potentially on the back of this
หลัง
to come.
หลังจากตาแรกไปแล้วเฟยนาติกไม่นิ่งอ่ะ
I just don't think there's anything that's. I mean, the first map you can talk about conceding first bloods. That's something that will throw NRG off their game plan. Like I said, a lot of those were untraded. It wasn't as if NRG was springboarded off there. They were able to actually navigate their way
แบบนี้ใครเลือกมานะ
time and time again.
2-2-1.
ไม่รู้อะ
3-2 split. Still showing some intention towards middle, and you can see the reaction. Fnatic have put a lot of
จำไม่ได้
maybe a little bit worried after that first round that we saw when that early split came towards A, but patience capture, at least from Crashies, to note there are bodies behind this early show of utility.
And nobody really noting Kayak. Again, will be expected with how they've played outside A. NRG for the first time towards some sort of commitment up mid here. I thought Chronicle maybe was going to get tagged out through the smoke, yeah.
That looked bang on, but not to be. Slow and steady. They go in towards the one man who has been terrifying. It should be seen here. Marder can relay this. But to move someone like Kayak, you've got to be on your A game. To threaten someone like Kayak, you've got to be ready. You're throwing everything at him, simply everything to force him off this. And it's given NRG the sight now.
Palm will come through. See, Marder looking to really push forwards here. Quite deep in, but Chronicle's going to punish it.
Take those risks, get involved. But a 1-for-1 trade, they've lost Crashies on one side here. Into the deeper push farm for NRG, leaving just some on the site who now needs to move back a little, but Ethan still showing a bit of nuisance, that presence, that positioning. Could put Alpha on a plateau. Som back in the action.
มึงบายขนาดนี้มึงยังไอ้นี่อีกเหรอ
Ethan needs to be present. He has to show interest. He has to keep them on their toes because NRG in the back line is now being threatened. Alpha, Kron in unison. It's Scuba who's been a monster so far. Can he do it to Alpha now? The time is ticking. Scuba, can you hold your nerve?
Absolutely insane from Scuba so far. Red Bull clutch here to find NRG's 5th round.
ตอนเนี้ย
Well, it looks like Fnatic are able to turn the tides.
ตอนเนี้ยฮันรู้สึกว่าฮันกำลังจะเป็นเด็กเทะเจ้าขม
Beautiful from him.
คนช่วยด้วย
Right now. Is it
มีนะ
coming alive on the back end of Ascent? Delivering for NRG here.
เราเฮ้ยแต่ครั้งหน้าเดี๋ยวแบบทำป้ายไฟเราติดมาไหม
Certainly feeling as if the game plan is off. Execution, sure, understandable. You take that round by round, but the game plan needs an adjustment here.
It does. This is where your coach is.
Earn the money.
Yes, absolutely. At 5-1, you look bigger picture, right? Fnatic have been chasing this final what feels like a lifetime, pretty much.
Absolutely, yeah.
And as much as we can talk about the moment and they'll try and stay focused round by round and, you know, in the moment itself, to deny that weight is in their minds would be naive. For someone like Boaster, for someone like Chronicle, Crashies, Kayak, all of these players, that's what they're chasing here. And for NRG, they have set the bar high, playing without fear. Looking like the favourites somehow.
This is the thing as well. And GB actually totally agree with what he said. Playing with house money. They're the ones that almost have... They don't need to defy expectations anymore. We're here. We're playing against Fnatic. Actually, let's take some risks. I said they aren't playing as if their duelists just went 4-12 in the opening map.
I mean, the way Scuba's picking up the slack is wild. And Marder's doing his job, right? Like, he's doing what he needs to here. Looking at what does Fnatic do to adjust. The game plan has to be good. You may not see it in this round, because we do have Sheriffs and just that Bulldog with Kron. So you eye up the rest, but I want to see a fight back from them. I don't want to see it clear cut. I want to see them look competitive here. Fnatic should not be going out with a whimper in these scenarios.
สวัสดีนะคะสวัสดีนะคะพูดคุยกันได้นะคะ
Who they are.
Fnatic almost anticipating NRG switching things up now. Out of their timeout. We'll have 3 players in the right place. Kayak being one of them. It is just Sheriffs they're walking into. Actually, I'm going to call the one with the rifle, but only a Bulldog. Doubtful he's really going to be able to keep the rest of NRG at bay.
They take mistakes, and that's something that's not really happening. Look at the smother on the site, right? Very, very perfectly placed, but a miss from Marder. Tees up Chronicle. There's still Kayak here. Don't forget about him. He's actually got a nice bit of timing and a nice corner to play from, but he gets seen. Even the same pair of hands, finding 3 and extinguishing
1v4 situation with Cherif.
Alpha's made it over here, but he's getting no look in.
But what's key is actually Som's ultimate obviously pinging out Kayak's reposition here.
ทุกคนทันกำลังจะเป็นบ้าไปแล้ว
In terms of target priority, able to find, I think Chronicle even finds one seemingly clean ahead of this execute coming through, but
อีธานมึงเลิกเป็นตัวปัญหาทีดิ
able to smother the entire site here. I mean, you've got to see a response from Fnatic.
Yep. It's a different start. We don't have Kayak on this side of the map here. We have Poster posted up towards A. You've got Crashes beside him.
Yeah, because that previous round is the one that actually draws a body from Fnatic towards the other side.
Okay, so instantly going to try and sit back deeper, but look at the TP here. Ethan,
ลูกบวกเขาหน่อย
and trying to be a little cheeky. He's into the
ครับลูก
audacious play and Crashes.
ใจเย็นๆนะ
But Marta's got the back line. You can have the post up from the Hunter's Fury coming in, but Marta wants to go hunting. You see the temptation. NRG wanted a brawl.
Yeah, they are chomping at the bit to take this fight towards spawn. Yeah, but so much pressure's coming through. Crash is still
อะไร
under
อะ
fire,
ศึ
under
กโซ
pressure.
ศึกโซวาเมนเหรอ
Steadying
ยิงอะไรกันเยอะ
himself
แยะมากมายไปหมด
here, drone through to try and identify something.
I'm still looking at this late flank from Marta coming in. He is a mile away, and he can be set up for success. Now, when does he pull the trigger, though? Brock going to try and be the distraction. It's gorgeous from Brock. Bullying the big boys here. NRG making this damn hard work. Som slippery as well on the site. Look at this crossfire. You clear one. Did you expect Scuba? No. And now you got Brock and Scuba. Scuba is unrelenting.
ไหลแล้วอะ วินมันไหลแล้วอะ
Scuba is just going absolutely berserk right now.
ใช่ไงก็เลยแบบ
Yeah, and again, NRG now starting to lean into it.
ไม่แต่มันจะมีเดี๋ยวมันก็ต้องมีไปแข่งไอ้นี่
Look at this. Like someone's like, yeah, no, I'll go down for this. I'll go down for this. Don't worry. There's Scuba. We ain't done on
เอ้ยเล่นอบังด่านนี้ก็ดีเหมือนกันนะเนี่ย
ดีสิ
ถ้าไม่เคยหยิบบังมาเล่นเลย
There's something happening here.
ไม่เคยหยิบมาเล่นเลยเพราะว่ารู้สึกว่ามันตัวมัน
out of this first half.
มันเลงยากอยู่นะ
ตัวมันก็ลงกันมันเล่นยากวอลมันวาดยากอ่ะก็เลยแบบว่า ไม่เอาดีกว่า
In hand for Kayak.
เล่นแรงก็จะเป็นเล่นโอเมนกับอะไรนะ
Find a recovery.
โคฟซะมากกว่าแบบ
Back to the point where NRG can slow things down once more.
เฮ้ยมันแถบอย่างนี้ได้ด้วยหรอ
Of this scoreline.
อ๋อขอบคุณอัลฟา เดี๋ยวเราไปแถบบ้างดีกว่า
Two away for Brock, but side of Fnatic obviously nothing to really lean on here. Alfie has adjusted his setup ever so slightly. I don't really think Boaster and Alpha are in a position to find kills off the back of this utility.
Paranoia in, TP, site's theirs. Is there any threat before plant? You're looking at Alpha, but he's already been checkmated. Ethan got his number easily, and he's been good on this side of the map here, Ethan, and he is again. The guardian of it, and Scuba controlling mid. Nothing is working for Fnatic. This is worrying signs here.
Really is. NRG just completely outclassing them. Kayak obviously does have the rifle, but doesn't necessarily want to feed into any of these ultimates now that are on the brink. Will give NRG just such a comfortable position towards the back end of this first half.
And I know we've talked about the comeback capability with Fnatic, but that narrative, I'm not going to read into it 1 to 7, 1 to 8. I need more than that. I need a buffer because we've already seen the capability individually on NRG.
We talk about those sort of things not being. We talk about repeatable success, right? Sure. It's not as if you go, oh yeah, but they've come back before. It's fine. It never feels fine when you watch them.
No.
It's always, and it takes so much to be able to do it when people like Scuba are doing what they're doing. You can see how confidently they're playing. Right now, in terms of, like I said, their game plan doesn't really look like it's there for Fnatic. Whereas NRG, let's say you can prepare for this. The ante is not necessarily something you lean on versus a team like Fnatic because they are linear in terms of what they like to do and stick to their guns. But
ไม่เป็นไรสวัสดีครับสวัสดีครับ
delivering for Fnatic.
สวัสดีคุณอาร์นะคะ
Believe in
สวัสดีนะเข้ามาพูดคุยกันได้นะคะตอนนี้ทันกำลังจะเป็นเด็กแทะจอคอมแล้วค่ะ
going for a wander. You talk about confidence. He's trying.
อุ้ยตอนนี้ไฟนาติกแบบมันใจร้อนแล้วอ่ะทันรู้สึกได้
fairly indicative of
ทันคิดว่านะ
maybe the discussions in the comms for Fnatic here. Crashies Still looking to secure mid, but I mean, just look on the minimap of where that kills happened.
Yeah.
And what they even really benefit from Kayak finding a kill in that scenario. I said they didn't really benefit on Ascent in so many of the rounds that NRG were able to flip on their head. Tom just one away from his ult once more. Pings on the minimap. Looks like Alpha might have some company very soon.
Okay, but can he do anything, right? It just feels like the gates are open for NRG. Alpha is notorious, however. Always a threat, but he can't stand
เมื่อเราทุกคนมี
decides to dip back in.
ทักอิชูกับแฟดโยรุ
how all-encompassing the site take is. There's very little room for error. Broke up to where he was before and out. A messy shot there, Mike. I'm seeing mistakes where we don't see them.
Yeah.
I'm seeing individuals looking a little off.
Like I said, usually in some of these deficits that you see Fnatic in, it's like there'll be a player popping off, and that's who Fnatic get behind.
Like spark and go behind, but there's no one. Even Kayak's not really had much play. It feels like he can't really get into much of these. Alpha's been a little quiet. Kron is
dare I say absent?
Yes. You need one of the three, really. And right now you got none.
No. Like I said, NRG have basically done all the hard work in terms of drawing an extra body towards B side of the map. Not really leaning on that too much. Couple of trade-off kills here.
Rounds one.
Yeah, rounds one. Obviously, it's not going to have a massive impact on finances here.
Do you double timeout?
Yeah, I absolutely think you do. Yeah. I mean,
something's not going right, to say the very least. A 1-9.
Like I said, even in Fnatic, I guess across this year, you never really see them get deeper and deeper into set pieces. We have the overall ethos for this team, but this is where we kind of test the uncharted territory for Fnatic in terms of what do you actually switch up here without something to, just something to
make me believe.
Pin hopes, yes, exactly.
Get me back on board. And Alpha again, isolated and alone. He does have Kron slowly creeping over, but Alpha wants to try and make the play. It starts to feel desperate at this point, but maybe that's what they need. A reason to believe. One is a start, he needs more. His support's already fallen. He's pinned to the wall. There's no getting out of this. From Kayak, maybe that's the saving grace. But already NRG trying to find that stability. Nice from Kayak, deep in the back lines. But he can't double down on this. Ethan already finds him. It's a 3v2 advantage NRG.
He does have the Odin as well, but not going to be this sort of situation where he's going to potentially find a kill here. NRG able to comfortably reset away from sight.
When you start looking at saving, I mean, you're at 1-9. You got to go for something, but already there's a flank in play as well. If all goes wrong, there is still a line behind it. And Boaster's lost as Crashy's now. There is not much to do but die here as Som looking to be the one to put him down. Brought to the knees at 10-1. Not even being given the chance to die on their feet.
ทุกคนหันว่ามีคุณน้องหมาเริ่มไหล
This is where the harbor can really shine, creating these ratty pockets.
ส่วนฮันคือไม่นะฮันไม่ไหลฮันแบบฮันจะกรี๊ดเพราะฮันต้องมานั่งดูของเป๊ปอีกไงโอ้แรงนะคุณพี่พูดอย่างนั้นแรงไหมคะ
They're not familiar with clearing some of these spots out, and a player really overstaying their welcome. A 10-1 scoreline. NRG on the brink of shutting this down.
Certainly are. A little bit of a TP, Ethan. Gonna be found first there, so Kayak still trying to play his life out. Finally, it feels like in the right place. Maybe he can handle this.
แต่อีนั้นตัวปัญหาไม่ได้ก็โอเค
Absolutely.
แต่ชี้
Alpha has fallen here.
โอ้มุมทำชั่วนะ
Curious.
Toying with him.
โอ้มุมทำชั่วแต่ไม่ได้มุมทำชั่วแต่ไม่ได้เพราะว่าเขามาสอง
NRG kill by kill. They've got to be feeling this now. That grand final is so close here.
Yep. Certainly within touching distance here. Kayak tagged up 86 HP. No shield behind this. Still trying to catch somebody off guard, but as we can see NRG still in a fantastic position to take the B site once more.
30 seconds
Chronicle will have his ult, find a kill here, but it's not the situation where Fnatic have found kills.
Nope. This feels like we are watching the downfall of a team very poorly prepared for this. Maybe banking on map 1. You don't get to do that here, though. As Marta waits. That's a flash and falls away. Does now stays welcome. Burns a lot of that util initially, though. The deeper line being controlled. Some slip ahead a bit. Squad out one. Fnatic still struggling on the cross here. Only going to get Boaster on the site on the tap, but look at him, man. It's a firing squad. NRG in full absolute control. 11-1, nearly flawless.
1-1เอ้ยไม่เป็นไรไม่เป็นไรไม่เป็นไร
Breaking a sweat
เอา
in this first half. On the other side,
เอาให้ไอ้นี่ก็พอ
have to be
ครึ่งหลังเราบุกอะเราบุกได้อยู่เราบุกได้อยู่
It's going to be a nightmare for Fnatic. Can they wake up for it? All right, energy on that dream run.
คือต้อง perfect run เลยนะ
แต่ไฟนาติกเน้นเล่นช้าไม่เป็นไรไม่เป็นไร
ยากอ่ะตุ๊กตาคิวจอย
ถ้าอยากได้เพราะว่าถ้าเขาขอเป็นคิวจอยหรือน้องเศษดิ
ไม่รู้อ่ะ
หรือเป็นพี่สาวไวเปอร์ดิ หุ่นแบบเจคือเสียมากอะเบรกกูดาวกูดาว
It ain't a mistake. It's 11-1.
Do not adjust your screens.
No, you are seeing what could be an unbelievable end result here as we do check in on the Coinbase Econ report. I mean, Scuba deserves
surprises whatsoever to see that name here.
But what an upswing in form, because I could kind of see
Upper
some
Fanart
players on the big stage like, cool, yeah, absolutely. But Scuba's just been kind of like, you know, quietly working away, doing
บอกว่า
his
ยัง
job.
มีเวลา
But
ให้
here,
แก้ตัวไหม
Like I said, the back end of Ascent and the first few rounds here on Abyss is basically put this on a platter for NRG to capitalize, and Fnatic
ไม่แน่ใจว่ะ
licking their wounds. I mean, broken, battered, and bruised after that first half. And it's such a small margin for them to find something in the second half. And obviously, slight advantage in terms of the pistol round win rate, but they certainly need this to be clean in the opening 5 or 6 rounds here.
Yeah. All right. Fnatic, can you make us pay attention?
Look at NRG. Stacked 4 up mid.
Bloody hell, if anyone walks that way. B's open. Like, surely Kayak at this point is going, guys, there's no one here. Something weird's going on. But Marta is going to see 3. So good info there. Fake didn't really sell much because they've actually still got this stack. Push out. They pause there. I think Fnatic don't like that they've just walked into something a bit bizarre.
But the issue being that NRG have read the fake on B and rotated away from that. I don't think Fnatic are necessarily going to get fully ahead of the timing here.
No. Well, I guess there's that question mark, though, for NRG. How far have they explored? Is someone a little bit deeper?
Yes,
they could be anywhere.
Exactly.
So it does slow down rotations. Could potentially play in alpha, but I mean, I feel like I'm clutching at straws when I'm seeing an 11-1. I can't ignore it, man. NRG now just waiting. Don't need to hurry this too much. You've got the flank on the way. Further out though. First contact phase. Kayak can crash. She's
นั่นแหละพี่จ๋า
And the late presence from Alpha is coming in. That's key here. Still alive. And maybe battered and broken, but still breathing for now. Up towards heaven, kept safe by the smoke, but Alpha's presence alone is an issue.
One enemy remaining.
Now,
โอ้มุม
okay, it's a step. It's a step. Seeing Chronicle trying to give it there, and the cam sounds and looks like a fight song at a funeral.
โอเค
2-11, they've taken the step.
Absolutely. Concern being though, NRG, you can already see them toying with some fairly wild ideas here. Certainly want to rely on the fact that there's a massive buffer between these two teams here on Abyss. We well flushed out here in terms of the
ทุกคนคะเดี๋ยวฮันขอจ่ายตังค่าท็อปปี้แป๊บหนึ่งนะคะ อาจจะไม่ได้พูดเยอะนะคะขอจ่าย
Like I said, they're opening 5 or 6 rounds for me.
บ้านนี้มันพูดได้ใช่ไหม
Hang on.
โอ้
Mada.
คุณพี่
Really trying to take the initiative here, testing the Fnatic players even further, but
คุณพี่เขาเอาอะไรมาคุม
like I said, they have a huge buffer to just get
ไป
really
หมู่
weird
ใคร
in
มา
some of these rounds.
And as long as we don't see those like when it gets a bit closer, seeing those weird broken buys when they're over investing a bit.
Yeah,
it's
one
still
person is down. Yes, exactly. Yeah, missing
like
Q2 or a shield or down on a guardian and whatnot.
โอ้
This one up.
ลงให้มันจบไป
Fnatic.
ว่านะโดดให้มันจบไป
Decent inroads towards his ultimate.
But this is the first
เพราะว่ายังไงแต้มเขาก็เหลือ
ใช่ยังไง
Yeah, it is.
เขาอีก2ราวก็ได้แล้วไง
Chance for mistakes.
ก็อีโครอฟูลไบนี่เหรอ
You get reset once and it's wraps. NRG looking a little more traditional here in terms of formation, but happy to put Scuba on an island, rightfully so.
The guy's been filthy with it. Marder again though, willing to take a risk. Takes their life. That is fantastic. Fnatic caught asleep at the wheel and punished for this.
Whoa.
For them, Marder capitalizes here. 3 huge kills.
Oh, it's magic for them. The first real chance for Fnatic to even believe in themselves.
เขาไม่ไหวแล้วกู
ใจเย็นๆนะ
Hawk's got his number, man. Doesn't need to take any real risks on this either. Pick your poison.
กินบวยดีกว่า
Spike making his way over towards Scuba
อันนี้ไม่เกี่ยวหิวน่ะ
towards cutting somebody off, but
เช้าเสือ
happy to sit back on these numbers now.
ฉันซื้อบวยเสียบไม้มาคนละ5 บาทแล้วอะทุกคนเมื่อก่อนไม้ละบาท
He was tracked the whole way. Brock on it. NRG. It's
มาล่า10 ตังค์ด้วย
rounds and it's flawlessly achieved.
Just
such
an upswing once more for NRG.
น่าจะต้องลงไปรอที่สายล่างแล้วล่ะ
To pull out this sort of performance versus Fnatic, Marder just goes insane here.
It's magic from him. That's got to be something to remember there. Getting your team to 12.
Considering his map 1 performance where really, really struggled. Like I said, NRG weren't capitalizing off of him laying his life down, but certainly here now, firing on all cylinders, NRG. Get any more than a whimper here from Fnatic in the second map.
The pace now on the shoulders of Kayak. Looks for the first, he finds it. Drops down Scuba, who's been the final boss of this. Boaster played in on 1. Still trying to stay alive. We've got Brock, Ethan, and Marder. For that plant, though, it's not in yet. Brock looking to maybe get the timing right here, but Alpha fully aware. Gotta be careful!
Oh my God!
And what a shot from Brock. That's a problem. A little bit of hesitation on the cross-up, a little bit of... Oh my God, Marder, what a shot is that? But it's a 2v3, they're not out of the woods just yet. There's problems just about everywhere. Ethan puts his life on the line. The spam so close but not connecting. Brock, 10 more seconds until the dart's back up, but he can gap close, he can get in their face, tries to catch.
Oh my word.
They've gotten away, and Crashes has his ult. He's got util. They have everything they need to secure this round. But Brock, when you make something out of nothing, this is not the round you should be winning.
จิงกะปิก
But
จิ
a
งกะปิก
chance. 3 HP. He's
โอ้
trying.
3 ว่ะ
He's trying everything he could. The Fnatic holding on for 4.
I mean, I'm getting so worried when you see
แต่ยังต่อเวลา
Fnatic
ชีวิต
still
กูนะ
not having the spike even on the
เอ
site.
อ
The smokes drop. That
พี่เลือกสักทางได้ไหมอะ
pressure has already passed.
It's like Ethan almost caught one of those crosses, right? You think, oh, if that was one before, you don't know
Well,
what you're in for.
Marta catches one.
It was Marta, yeah,
Yeah,
it
and
was
then
Marta.
Ethan, and then Brock almost catches the retreat on the pullback smoke. But it's just 4 on the board for Fnatic.
It has to be perfection and nothing less. And once again, Marta is here. The downfall before. The out drone should be enough to force him away. It is.
Actually, big info that you see the TP has invested so far across the map. Fnatic really can capitalize on that. It's still being Scuba on the other side now.
Yeah.
Again, look at how hard they have to work to even just get themselves in front of a site. Now taking a casualty. Crashies does have Hunter's Fury now. Okay.
รักไหลยัง
ไหลแล้ว
Can just TP away.
We're gonna probably jump check this.
Lovely. Has a look. He still knows they're there. Brock gets called in. Everyone button down the hatches. They're on the way. Kayak can't open things up on the backside. You're looking at Brock now, filling that space, playing up on that wall. It's been a problem for Fnatic to find their way forward. But Crash is going to find one. Takes away Scuba. But Brock is waiting. They're just slipping into the smoke here. Chronicle's got Sol, but Brock's still standing, still surrounded. How is he still alive? Finally caught. It's Ethan and Marta. Back to the site for one. But it's now a 2v4. It's a long road back.
Yeah, Marta tagged up as well, one away from his ultimate. Ethan will actually find Boaster as well. Second phase there, but Crashies shut down Marta.
Ethan, okay, handled. 3 survive. I'm not believing yet, Mike. I'm simply not believing yet. But I'm down for Fnatic to prove it round by round. I want to see what they have. But man, that felt like on a knife's edge, right? Like,
I mean, all of these rounds will be with Som throwing up these sorts of cutting sightlines the way he is. And players like Brock tucking onto the backside of it. It's just, it's such a treacherous sight to have to hit. We'll force out a timeout here from NRG, but to be honest, an opportunity for them to catch their breath a little bit.
Because they're not in necessarily a hurry still, right? We really only talk about it when we get to 7, 8 rounds, maybe even further for some people. I tend to start being a bit more mind at about 8.
เราอยากได้จุ๊บมัวสัก1 ทีไม่ไหวแล้ว
Basically within it, yeah, a buy
ไอ้
round or
พี่
two.
จ๋าไม่ไหวแล้
It takes
ว
one round, one moment, one 3K
จับ
from
เยอะไหมเขาแบบ
Marta, one backbone round
เขารู้
from
สึก
Scuba. They could all fall
ปวด
apart.
ท้อง
So
ปวดนู่น
it's
ปวดนี่
so
ปวดนั่น
fragile.
ปวดไปหมดเลยฮะ
Stands. Yes, Fnatic have done well.
เขาพูดเป็นไงฮะ
One round this
เขา
half
ปวด
so
หัว
far.
มากเลย
They've marched
เมื่อไหร่
back
จะครบ
forward.
แล้วอ๋อ
This is a long road.
How many times can you keep asking for the same sort of performances, though, from this roster to put themselves in positions where they just have no margin for error? It's got to be so taxing.
Mentally, physically, I don't know how they're still coming back in. Their heads held high, still in the fight. This round, only a sheriff so far for Scuba. So for Fnatic, an opportunity to get that 6th comfortably. But no mistakes.
Coming towards some of these ultimates for Fnatic. Obviously did see Crashies invest in the Hunter's Fury previously. NRG happy to go toe-to-toe once more. Outside A. Yeah, with Kayak and Chronicle making good progress is certainly where Fnatic's game plan will drift.
And I was interested to see how much they might try and dig Alpha out of that position. I think Boaster might have a good idea of what's going on here. No! I thought Boaster knew! Marta's in their damn spawn! He's got a rifle! This can't be it. This can't be it. Keep the comms clean. Keep calm under pressure. NRG! There's no way this is the round! Marta! Like a dagger in the back! And now it's all possible. Alpha, Crashies, Kron have to lock the hell in, Mike. This could be a disaster in the making. There's no falling back. They have to fight forward.
ทุกคนเตรียมเกมส่งผมเลยผมบอกแค่นี้แหละ
Waiting arms of NRG here. Marta still controlling so much in terms of pressure here. Fnatic are just huddled back. They have to be gifted a kill in this
ที่รักดูไหวไหมเนี่ยเป๊ป
They look dazed. They look stunned, unsure of what just occurred. But with 28 seconds, you have to make your minds up.
ไม่รู้อะ
And it looks like it will end on a Brock willing, standing tall. Can he stand? He can! Drops the body, and Fnatic falling like flies. Marta investing the ult. He knows what's coming their way now. 10 more seconds. I can't believe what we've seen. It's unbelievable. NRG doubted but never defeated. Facing the giants of and becoming legendary.
ไม่เป็นไรไม่เป็นไรไม่เป็นไรเดี๋ยวน่าจะไปรอบlower final ปะเดี๋ยวแป๊บนึงนะรีก่อน น่าจะไปรอบ lower final แหละ
Scuba as well. What an upswing for that individual.
That was an unbelievable performance from them.
โลไฟนอลยังไงชิง 3-4 เหรอ
เพราะว่าเดี๋ยวมันจะมีคู่แข่งDRA กับเปเปอร์เล็กใช่ไหมถ้าทีมแพ้ก็จะต้องไปแข่ง lower final เป็นชิงอันนั้นอยู่ดิน่าใช่นะ
God, have they elevated Mike? This team, NRG.
ทีมที่3
ก็นะแต่เอาจริงๆก็คือไม่คิดว่าจะเป็น 2-0 ขนาดนี้
ใช่ใช่ไม่คิดเหมือนกันไม่คิดว่าจะเป็น 2-0 ปีนี้ NRG มาดีนะพูดจริงๆแล้วอ่ะ NRG จากที่แบบว่าตามมา NRG มาดีนะFnaticฮันน่าวันนี้ค่อนข้างใจร้อนไปนิดหน่อย
Fnatic หลุดตั้งแต่รอบแรกแล้วไงแล้วมันค่อนข้างจะบีบด้วยแบบมันดึงสติกลับมายังไม่ค่อยไอ้นี่ก็เลยพอเราสองไม่ไหวแต่อย่างนี้แหละเก็บการแข่งอ่ะพอแพ้ไปแมตช์นึงแล้วมันสู้กับยาก
And I'm gonna have to bother you, Mada. I think some of your teammates are also getting signs, of course. So let's hop by for a quick interview. First of all, congratulations. I don't know what to say. You guys have been insane today. The first question I wanted to ask you is whether you're having, one of these games, like 30 plus kills and stuff, or you're having more of like a normal games with struggle.
ผมลงไลฟ์เลยดีไหมเนี่ย
The same amount of energy, the same amount of tension in the
ถ้าลงก็เดี๋ยวเขาลงด้วยก็ได้
because it's very rare to see duelists, dissociate both.
ผมว่าผมไหลแล้วขอตัวลงไลฟ์ก่อนเลยแล้วกันครับทุกคนบายบายนะไว้เจอกัน
ดูได้คู่เดียวอีกแล้วไม่เป็นไรเดี๋ยวพรุ่งนี้ก็ดูได้คู่เดียวเหมือนกันเพราะแม่งมีคู่เดียวเพราะมันจะมีคู่เดียวเลยทุกคนแต่ของฮันก็คนดูไม่ค่อยวันนี้ไม่ค่อยมาเพราะว่าเหมือนต้นไลฟ์ฮันไปไอ้นี่ไงกดไปแบบสตรีมแบบส่วนตัวมันก็เลยแบบไม่น่าจะขึ้นฟีดอะประเด็นคือสตรีมไปสักพักหนึ่งรู้ตัวว่ากูสตรีมส่วนตัวนะอะไรอย่างเงี้ยไม่นะ
ก็เลยแบบว่าเดี๋ยววันนี้ก็คงพอ